Long ago, way long ago, all Dragon Clan members trace back to a single dragon, their ancestor. His long life began when the world was made, and then other gods gradually appeared. Through reincarnation, conflict, and peace, that dragon ancestor realized how lonely he was. He envied gods with full clans. He decided to tear his body apart and create new dragons. From the silver tail came Hyperion the Destroyer. From Vreach's wings came the Swift One. From Chokmungan's eyes, the all-knowing reborn from ancient times. Dragons always scared humans, but the divine dragon in today's anime is different. It never invaded human lands nor attacked anyone, yet humans were so cruel. When they recklessly banded together to trap it, how could those puny humans compare to the ancient dragon? Many human generations passed, but having lived so long and lost faith in humanity, it accepted a sword piercing its heart, finally returning to dust, satisfied with its life. No regrets, it peacefully rested into old age, merging with the ever-changing world. Time flew faster than a dog's footprints in the field. Centuries passed since that wronged dragon died. Angry, it was finally granted a chance to reincarnate as a human by the divine. It opened its eyes. The little dragon saw his parents this life, their smiles brighter than morning sun, happily welcoming their beloved son. They named him Dolun, a cool and easy-to-pronounce name. And just like that, 15 years flew by in a blink. Now Dolun is healthy, growing up as a handsome, strong, kind-hearted guy. Enough to make all the village girls swoon just by looking. Today, Lan stood admiring the vast, endless plains. Suddenly, Eri ran up, calling Lan home for dinner. A bit confused, it took him a moment to catch what she said. He patted her head, then the two siblings walked arm in arm back home, ending a tiring day of visiting. Lun was born in a remote countryside at the northern border of the Six Lands Kingdom, Agrest. It's undeveloped here. But the air is fresh and chilling and the breeze feels amazing. Life's simple because people are still behind the times. So most folks work in farming, helping parents till land daily, living the peaceful life Lan once dreamed of. But they don't get to enjoy it much, especially with a rule here: boys who hit puberty at 15 must leave family. They must go out to find their own way because living off parents just makes others laugh. Mornings helping the old folks with chores, afternoons fishing to kill time with his best friend. His friend asked, planning to explore the swamp tomorrow, right? The lizard clan lines up like a train. They're all asleep now, so you gotta scout for info fast. His friend complained. Why do you love getting into trouble? That's your job, not mine. That place is super risky, more bad luck than good. But it's set we leave tomorrow. And you're still here fishing, no worries. The optimistic duo tried to calm their friend's nerves. I'm just checking things out. Promise no dumb moves or coming back with a basket full of fish. Back home, Lun showed off his catch to the perfect adventure team. The girl teased killing girls. I admire that. Killing fish. Just okay. She brought up past stories. Lun thanked the two friends who convinced the village chief and elders to let him explore the swamp alone. The brown-haired girl shook her head, warning, say one more polite word and I'll get mad. We've been tight since childhood. No need for thanks, just come back safe, got it? Bye, seniors. The outgoing young man took today's fish haul to prepare sun-dried fish simmered with spicy tomatoes. Just finished when Ari peeked by the window. Hey, big bro, by the way, don't forget the Prophet's training. Starting the session with magic throws still flawless as always, the Prophet clapped, praising the boy as a true disciple. I'm personally teaching you get good to prepare for smashing that virtual game. He's about to embark alone, but she wants to train his healing magic more. He's the weakest one. Just in case I get hurt, I still need to escape on my own. This afternoon, the village chief set me up for a blind date. Oops. I mean a meeting. Meeting a cute girl, he said her name is Christina, lives on the main street, and her dad works for a big agency. A real high-class lady, so act properly, noble family. The two guys turned toward each other, shaking hands to form a new friendship between two strangers. After she left, the guy still felt a warm sensation in his hand, an unusual feeling, standing there dazed for a while. By late afternoon, the guy finally went home to eat his mom's cooking. The whole week without seeing their beloved son, the parents and cute little brother eagerly asked about him, worried sick, trying to keep him from skipping meals before inviting the whole family to eat. Dad suggested, since you're grown up, it's time to find a wife. If you like someone, tell the family so the elders can come ask for her hand and arrange the wedding. Struggling with startups outside, if someone helps your parents at home, they can relax and focus on work. Maybe even have another kid. He understood immediately, but seeing mom take all of dad's salary scared him. Self-reliance and financial freedom still feel the best. The next morning, everyone gathered to say goodbye to Do-Lun. They all wished him a safe return. First, the priestess kept chanting blessings over him. She hoped the guy would succeed. The disciple of Mrs. Magura, also known as Mrs. Magura, just predicted bad luck. You can't joke with the spiritual world. She warned him to stay alert in all situations. Eri gave him a bento box filled with her affection. Remember me when you eat this? Walking across rivers, glaciers, and mountains for half a day, he finally reached the lizard tribe's swamp by late afternoon. Thought they all moved elsewhere to set up a new base. But as soon as he stepped into the swamp boundary, the saint sensed something, smelling something strange. Do-Lun cautiously searched for signs. Suddenly appeared the most bizarre hybrid half-pretty woman, half-ugly snake. Heard rumors about this elephant-headed, rat-tailed creature? Do-Lun quickly identified her as a Selena tribe member. Usually they stay away from humans, can't live in a place this remote. Still, he admitted she was stunningly beautiful. Just like the rumors say why so many guys get cursed by their love spells. He confirmed the guy came here alone. The girl switched from fear to flirty mode, ready to play her trump card. She said she wasn't here to fight. Then she danced around trying to charm Do-lun. Unlike before, when Do-lun barely learned anything and just played around. So now she's not skilled in the flirting moves her mom taught her. Then Do-lun met the celibate guy who built a love slave, making them an unstoppable destructive duo. She was hoping Do-lun would shoot a crazy flirty look at her to make her blush. Suddenly, a huge monster appeared from behind, ready to smash. She panicked, thinking there was no escape from this disaster. But Do-lun was too quick, grabbed her hand. Pulling her behind a rock, she asked, confused, "What the hell is that? It's lived over 15 lifetimes." The first time she saw something ugly and terrifying from afar, even Do-lun saw she was clueless and seriously lacking knowledge. He took some time to explain. She's a new earth spirit who escaped from a crazy asylum. No wonder the lizard tribe lived peacefully, carrying each other to migrate and build a new home. This one caused so much chaos they couldn't take it anymore and had to leave their homeland. Just talking nonsense forever is weird. He asked her name to make it easier to address. "My name's Selena, the only child of the Selena tribe." Also called the Selena tribe, rumor has it they can use magic. He suggested they team up, hunting monsters and protecting the people. Their magic is limited, but she's old enough to use all kinds. So she agreed to give it a shot. The deal: she supports defense, he'll exploit openings to attack. She nodded, then suddenly switched to a marriage vow, which made the guy panic and quickly remind her, "I'm not 18 yet, Do-lun." She blurted it out herself, got embarrassed, and changed the subject to urge him to focus on the fight. The evening mission's not done. The earth spirit shot a stinky mud blast at Selena as soon as she saw the stranger. No way she'd let her smell that bad. The guy charged in with his sword to block the hit. At the right moment, she summoned a strong python to coil around the earth spirit, holding it back and giving men a chance to attack as it was about to lose strength. Do-lun dodged the earth spirit's disgusting attacks, leapt forward to close in, aiming for the weak spot. He channeled his power into the sword's hilt, cleaving the earth spirit in two, turning it green. Its body shattered, mud and dirt splattered all over Selena, which was pretty gross. She endured it, spending the night in the cave with him, waiting for him to cook. She asked, "Aren't you afraid of me?" At first she was pretty shy. After watching, he realized she was a bit spoiled and clingy, so he stopped whining. Meanwhile, she wandered lost here. The Sugarleaf tribe settled far away. Simple rules: girls over 16 must find a husband and continue the family line. Besides being handsome and well-endowed, they need lasting strength to withstand the snake's poison. Like Do-lun, perfect 10, no small talk. Whether he ignored her on purpose or not, she got super annoyed and confronted him right away. She felt like he was treating her like a clueless kid. He said she misunderstood. It was because she was too full of herself. He didn't dare look much, flirting with the virgin girl, straight-faced, making her blush, freeze, and struggle to reply. A sweet, innocent night ended. Water plants met. They said goodbye, each going their own way. Selena wished him a safe journey. He wished her to find the perfect husband soon, full of vitality. Then he remembered the Sugarleaf tribe loved life energy. So he tried transferring a bit of power to her. Unexpectedly, it tingled and felt equally thrilling. She'd never felt such bliss. Done, they parted, promising to meet again soon on their quest for true love. Selena met many fun single guys. Every time they saw her stunning beauty, they were hopelessly captivated. But when she died, their bodies all got patched up. Oh, those bloodthirsty guys ran scared, afraid the Sugarleaf tribe would control them. If you don't love me, don't say harsh words. Still, she's half human, not an object, so she knows how to feel sad. Meanwhile, after surveying the situation, Do-lun safely returned to the village, now sitting with Mrs. Magura and Ari, talking about making healing potions. The two kept failing despite many tries and dozens of brews. Unlike him, Ari was naturally gifted at it. A late bloomer with less than a year's experience, Do-lun officially stepped down from pet status to 7th favorite making room for Ari. Seeing Do-lun doubt himself, Ari quickly reassured him, "You know a lot too. And potion making isn't the only skill. Plus being handsome means you get forgiven for almost anything." Yep, she's totally a hopeless fangirl. Mrs. Magura also saw his magic as nearly top-tier mastery. Now he just needs to learn a bit more magic to save even more people. She told him to stay calm. Haste makes waste. There's no shortcut to riches besides robbing a gold shop and ending up in jail. So no rush. Now she'll switch to a new method to help him turn the toxic poisons he makes into true remedies. After class, Ari invited him to her house to eat for free. He glanced at a goddess statue on the table. Memories flooded back: Maria, the goddess of humanity revered, and his best friend in a past life. He truly hopes to meet that old friend again someday soon. Done with that. In the afternoon, the guy dashed up the hill. Sister Mio saw him and called out, inviting him to drink fresh milk she just squeezed. Sister Mio is a half-human, half-cow beastkin. Using her youthful body, she often shares milk with villagers to help them. Carrying 2 heavy milk jugs showed how respected she was. Men came daily to get milk from her. Feeling grateful for her warm invite, he gulped down all the milk, then went to teach the kids spear training. Do-lun accidentally sensed a dangerous monster nearby. At night, he investigated, hearing splashing near the stream. Holding a lantern, he slipped and fell right on top of a girl. creating a situation with him on top full of awkward tension. Thought she was a good girl, turns out she really was. It had been a long time since he last saw her after they parted. Selena suddenly remembered she was naked, hurriedly covering her big breasts, yet he just stared blankly. Then told her if she wasn't embarrassed, others would be. Result: our pervy guy and saintly mouth got slapped hard, leaving a full 5-finger mark on his face. The sharp pain snapped the guy out of his daze, and he bowed to apologize. Next time, no mix-ups, there won't be a next time. Catching Dolan off guard, the girl got serious, then made him pay by letting her borrow some life energy. Okay, Selena. The guy took her hand to begin the energy exchange. The high stayed just the same. First time for everything. Making it addictive to listen to Dolan asked why she was here. She honestly shared her tough journey searching for a husband. It's tough. No support. And not even a chance to borrow wine for a confession. How is she supposed to find a husband? Feeling sorry for the lonely girl, the guy suddenly had a bold idea. Be my wife. I've got a shoulder wide enough. Dolan said that, but he just wanted to invite her to live with him. His village was great in every way, especially welcoming many races as long as they meant no harm. Especially living together, she'd gain powers anywhere, anytime, so tempting. The Selena agreed to take the risk. Late at night, Dolan used cold logic to help Selena make a good first impression with the villagers before gaining citizenship. A few days later, the adventurers found food appearing daily at the village gate. Seeing footprints in the sand, they guessed the Selena tribe snake had come. But why it kept giving away prey for free was a big mystery. After all, Selena tribe members were pretty dangerous. So everyone was worried. Little did they know it was all a mess caused by Dolan's foolish girl-chasing antics stirring up the village. An emergency council meeting was held. Some proposed eradicating the threat at the root, but Megura wanted to investigate first to avoid killing innocent life. She was patient and believed it would bring food again tomorrow, so capturing it alive to find out the truth wouldn't be too late. Later, Ari brought the divination results for Master Megura, who wasn't surprised since it matched her earlier readings exactly. She confidently told everyone that the Selena's presence was a good sign. See you all tomorrow. Please go easy on it. Dolan, eavesdropping outside, suddenly felt all his worries vanish. The guy happily skipped off to find Selena reporting that everything was going smoothly according to plan. Now came the most crucial step. He hoped she'd complete it well, even though Megura had given her backing. The village defense captain still wasn't taking chances. He sent top fighters and talented villagers to rehearse first. Knowing the captain's cautious nature, Dolan told the Selena to play the martyr role. During the Selena tracking, he would fake an attack by the alien rabbits. Then she'd rush out to save him, proving she was a kind Selena. Still, success or failure depended on Sister Letitia's judgment. As a descendant of Saint Maria, everyone trusted her completely. But no need to act when the plan suddenly went wrong. While Selena waited tensely in the bushes, a giant bear named Mountain Armor King suddenly appeared. No one could face it, so Dolan shouted for everyone to retreat to safety. Dolan's kid panicked, stumbled on a rock, and fell flat on his face. Everyone turned pale, seeing the bear's huge paw twice the boy's size ready to strike. It was a close call. Dolan quickly used his dragon strength to rush over. The Selena stood in the bushes, risking herself to shield the boy. Dolan got wounded badly, eyes mesmerizing. Selena easily ordered the bear back to the forest. Danger passed. Dolan called his son and told him to come over. But he absolutely refused to be a puppet to repay the saint not heartless enough to watch his savior get hurt. Pausing the fight, Dolan wanted Selena to explain clearly why she brought food into the village. She bowed honestly. Please let me live with you all. She'd wandered and been hated everywhere, and she was really fed up. She saved those two simply because she feared if anything happened to them, their families would be heartbroken. Especially since her father was human. So she wouldn't harm humans. Seeing this, everyone just found her cute and friendly. Not scary like the rumors said. While everyone hesitated, Sister Letitia suddenly shone with a strange glow. Tears fell. The game ended. The monk just got a sign from Goddess Maria that this Selena tribe girl is truly a good person. Rare to find. Just accept her, and luck will naturally come to the village. Knowing she's accepted by everyone, Selena finally relaxed and fainted from blood loss. When she woke up, everyone gave her a big house. Looks like the plan to live with Dolan's mother-in-law is postponed for now. As thanks, since she saved Balan's son, he arranged the best house possible and hopes she'll forgive him for pointing a sword at his savior. Selena didn't blame anyone. She was even moved to tears and had to keep acting it out. Dolan stepped forward to shake her hand, pretending to introduce himself properly. The little act went better than expected. From now on, Selena hopes everyone supports her more. That night, Dolan in dragon form flew up to meet an old friend after a long time. That body made him feel a bit strange and distant, hard to understand. In the heavens, Goddess Maria had been apart for centuries. Now, meeting his close dragon friend, the goddess was very happy. But having stayed in human form too long, Dolan caught some of that too. Calling her little friend the goddess like everyone else made her a bit sad. Time was short, so they started sharing a few words. First, he wanted to thank her for helping Selena, but she said there's no need for thanks now. Good people deserve respect no matter what kind. Still, Dolan sincerely expressed his gratitude to her. From the bottom of his heart. Second, he was surprised she recognized him as a reincarnated dragon god. That was easier than weaving baskets. She once felt Dolan's soul reach out to her honestly. discovering that she was confused because he once told her he was very tired of life. Yeah, when a hero stabbed him through the heart. He was truly desperate and empty. He chose to gamble it all. Luckily, becoming human was the right choice. He realized people on Earth live as if every day might be their last. Though brief to great beings, they burn bright and fiercely, truly worth cherishing. If so, the goddess thinks he's shining brilliantly right now. Recently, she's felt pure joy in his heart and soul, all thanks to that Selena girl's influence. So he should cherish his wife who fell from the sky and not lose her by neglect. Don't look for her then, cry. Saying goodbye to the goddess Do Lun happily went home and slept in until noon the next day. Suddenly, Selena kicked the door open and rushed into the young man's room like no one was home. He jolted awake. He told her to remember basic manners next time and knock before entering, okay? She knew she'd been rude. Bowing an apology, he couldn't bring himself to scold her. As for why she barged in, it was because he promised to sweep the floor and plant veggies with Christina. But how could he sleep so late? Suddenly recalling yesterday's promise, the young man panicked, jumped up, brushed his teeth and face, and rushed to help the two lovely girls at the top academy in the capital. The assistant hurriedly brought a letter from Christina to the principal. Clearly, the letter wasn't meant for her. The assistant looked more eager than the owner herself. Simply because Christina is a pride known throughout the library and beyond. Seeing her so eager was touching. The principal quickly opened the letter publicly. At the top, wishing Principal Olivia good health and respectful greetings. Then Christina reported she's gradually getting used to life in the new environment. Very good. The people of Varen village are extremely hospitable. Since they face harsh climate and wild beast threats here, everyone has enough strength to defend themselves. Upon arrival, Christina was challenged to a solo fight by Melita, captain of the defense force. One-on-one, both ready to brawl, cheered on enthusiastically by the crowd. At first, Melita held back, making Christina annoyed. She immediately told the captain to fight at full power, otherwise it's no fun. Fine, if you want, Melita obliged. The captain unleashed full combat power. They were evenly matched, but in the end, the one trained at the Royal Academy had the edge. Christina knocked Melita's sword away decisively. She accepted defeat gracefully and respectfully. Still, Christina honestly said the captain's sword style had great flair. And it was so beautiful I couldn't look away. Just like that, the two sides officially battled, then shook hands, forming a close sisterly bond like the branches of a tamarind tree. The Balan had been watching all along and warmly invited her to join the team for lunch. Although everyone welcomed her enthusiastically because Christina came from a noble family, she felt the adventurers still treated her with excessive respect. That night, feeling homesick and unsure how to act, Christina lay quietly troubled. Trying to hide her noble identity so everyone would see her as just a normal villager, she tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Bored, she went out to practice swordsmanship late at night and was caught by the Selena twins, Do Lun and his sister. Selena was very hospitable. She invited Christina over to her house so she wouldn't have to stand outside in the cold. Seeing their kindness, Christina felt obliged to stop by for a bit. As soon as she arrived, Selena Voci proudly showed off her comfy bed covered in stuffed animals. The Balan had designed it for her. Selena urged Christina to sit and try it. It was super soft, though Christina felt a bit shy. Do Lun understood social cues better. He told her not to pressure others, since what's comfy for you might not be the same for someone else. Not wanting Selena to feel bad, Christina quickly lay down and admitted the warm bed and cozy blankets were amazing. Speaking of the kind, Balan at first, she was a bit scared of the bald guy, but you really can't judge a book by its cover. After spending time with him, she found him incredibly kind, especially his wife, who was super cool because of her cow-like lineage. She often milked cows and freely shared with the villagers. For free. Balan was proud of his hardworking wife. He often invited everyone over to drink milk, which explained why people gathered there so much. Christina always saw big crowds there. As for the Balan, he was just as hospitable. The other day, after a big fishing haul, he threw a huge feast for the whole village. Now, about Melita. Although a warrior, she loved sweets. The villagers each had their own quirks, but they all stayed friendly and welcoming as ever. Selena noticed him leaning against the wall and invited him to lie down with the two of them to rest his legs. At first, the young man was shy and quickly declined, but the two didn't say much, just pulled him down. How could he refuse? The three of them lay there chatting all night in a pure, innocent way. The next day, they took Christina to the uncle's house to try the milk. The Christina saw everyone warmly greeting the honored guest. The wife eagerly went inside and poured a fresh cup of cool milk for her to drink. Christina gulped it down till the cup was empty. Christina admitted it was amazing. Christina, the milk was insanely good, better than any fight with strangers. Balan, proud of his craft, invited Christina to a milk drinking contest. Thinking she'd be easy to beat, he was excited only to be stunned by the unexpected outcome. The Balan officially fell to the rookie. Everyone cheered for the new champ and ran over to hug her tight. Just like with old friends, barriers slowly broke down. Christina smiled happily. Behind Miu, who brought her daughter with a cup of hot milk for Christina to try, hoping her husband could assess it. But after fainting on the orange tree trellis, she gave up and drank the whole cup. Christina praised the taste. Sweet, fragrant, creamier than Miu's own milk. Miu cheered and ran over to hug Christina, loudly thanking her. Thanks to the two foreign ministers, Christina quickly grew closer to the villagers, truly loving and grateful for the bird duo. Soon after, news of Christina befriending the Selena tribe spread throughout the royal capital. The nobles always looked down on other species, thinking it was dangerous. At a royal banquet, a sorceress named Karen, working for the government, hurried over to ask the principal about Selena. Recently, there had been kidnappings of innocent girls in the capital. She suspected Selena was involved, though the principal explained she was gentle, obedient, and kind. But the woman kept accusing her. Better safe than sorry, she ordered the Varan village leader to bring Selena in for questioning. The next morning, the three innocent kids were still leisurely planting potatoes. Selena worked carefully and neatly. Christina punched holes for planting with her fist. Who could keep up with that? Suddenly, a guy came running over in a hurry. Announcement! Someone's looking for the Selena. Three men rushed to the gate to greet while the village chief pulled Christina aside to whisper. Those three and our young couple are now surrounded by soldiers. He introduced himself as Gouda Northern Border Commissioner. For the city's safety, he wants to take Selena to the capital for questioning, despite the nuns' desperate objections. Khan insists the goddess named Selena is good, but he still insists on arresting her. He doesn't dare doubt the goddess's judgment. However, as the persons in charge of this land, he's responsible for eliminating all potential threats. Even with the goddess's protection, she must go with him to the capital this time. If so, Do Lun requests to accompany them. Because he was the one who brought her into Huda village, it's fine, since he's needed to keep things in check. If the Selena rebels on the way... Once the carriage set off, Christina also vanished, running straight to the capital. She felt something bad was about to happen to the innocent young couple, so she needed to report to the principal at the academy first. Riding the carriage for a long trip. Do Lun worried she'd be uncomfortable. Selena said she must be stronger than an ox, then offered to share her warm blanket with him. Honestly, she was just afraid of dragging others into trouble. Do Lun suddenly reached out and pulled her head onto his shoulder. Usually his mom did that to comfort him. Now he was learning from her. He hoped Selena would stay calm. He swore on his honor. Even if the sky fell, he'd protect her. Overwhelmed with sadness, Selena burst into tears, no longer able to pretend to be strong. Despite being exhausted all day tonight, he'd stay up all night to talk with his wife. Meanwhile, Christina arrived and immediately explained to the principal that Selena wasn't a bad person. The principal understood right. The missing girls in the capital happened while Selena stayed in a remote village. There's no way she's the culprit. On the other hand, Karen kept insisting on arresting her here. The principal started suspecting her of bad intentions. Meanwhile, the carriage just arrived. A guard told the young couple to quickly meet the mage. Karen was waiting, but Gouda hadn't brought them in yet. Instead, they were called to a dark corner to discuss something. Hearing it, they were horrified, eyes wide, speechless. Later, Do Lun and Selena were led to her. The mage was eagerly waiting. First, she asked Do Lun's identity. He honestly explained their whole relationship. A mutual understanding formed between them. Afterwards, she invited the two kids to dinner as an apology for making them travel so far. On the long trip, being treated so specially beyond imagination, Selena quickly let down her guard. At first, Selena thought she'd be killed because her cursed eyes could control villagers any time. Now the mage firmly says she was wrong. A pure, beautiful girl like her can't be a ruthless killer. Carrying an empty stomach since afternoon, they dropped all pretenses and pride. Starting the feast, the mage sat opposite her, eyes fixed on Selena, never leaving her. Unsurprisingly, she commented she'd met countless Selena tribe members, but none like Selena. It was the first time seeing such gorgeous hair, clear blue eyes, and delicate scales up close. She almost went crazy, wanting to devour her alive right now. As she finished speaking, the drug kicked in perfectly. Our young couple, drugged and dazed, collapsed silently on the table. At the academy, the principal suspected the mage Karen was involved in kidnapping beautiful young women in their 20s. If Karen targeted Selena, she definitely wouldn't let her go easily. Christina was worried, jumped up, and angrily demanded to storm the mage's hall to rescue her. The principal warned her not to rush. Karen was under Central Authority's jurisdiction, and they lacked evidence to arrest her. Otherwise, Karen would twist it to accuse them of slander. At that moment, Gouda entered, making Christina immediately go on high alert. But through the principal's words, she learned that the old man, Gouda, was at the Central Council investigating with their side. He knew the culprit was a mage nearly 300 years old. And here only the principal was elf tribe, and the mage had lived that long. But the mage was human. A human living centuries, still young and agile. If not using forbidden magic, he'd eat his hat. People say she used a forbidden spell to possess young girls' bodies to extend her lifespan. The situation is urgent. He told the principal to hurry there. Time's running out. In the secret basement, the sorceress gazed at Selena's body with drooling desire, just thinking about having that lively figure and beautiful skin for herself. She felt more pleasure than ever conquering the peak. Holding a silver knife, she planned to skin her first. But before she could act, Do Lun suddenly spoke from behind, startling her. The ferret was still intact. She was confused, wondering if she'd accidentally let him use it by mistake. The coma was shorter, moving from Koda to Mai Tui, but she never expected that. From the start, it was all an act, no fake nonsense, performed by the perfect duo during dinner. Do Lun noticed the magic circle on the floor, reeked of blood, and he asked her straight up, how many people did the killer murder before getting caught? She admitted so many she stopped counting after 100. The ruthless reason, of course she wanted to find a way to preserve youth forever. Forever a girl who wouldn't want to stay stunning forever. To perform forbidden magic, she secretly made a pact with the demon clan. Since using the formula to slaughter innocent people, she's got hands from an Arash and legs from a beastman. Now with the bright white skin of a Selena, she's got the full combo of elegance and flawless looks, no complaints. Still, human greed is bottomless, and now her aging, rotten beauty needs disguise and upgrades to become prettier. Despite Milan's criticism, she proudly flaunted her powerful backers, the rich and influential, crushing the lives of innocent girls just to achieve eternal beauty. Right then, Selena woke up as the drug wore off. Hearing the vile ambitions of this awful woman, someone pure like her couldn't forgive. As expected, Lord Gouda guessed right. To defeat a smart enemy, we must keep a cool and calm head. Dolan pulled out the magic stone to eavesdrop. Gouda gave us proof and evidence of all the crazy nonsense from that fool. The idiot was heard by everyone from start to finish. Just then, the principal, Lord Gouda, and Christina stormed in with soldiers. When the principal condemned her crimes, she got embarrassed but angry, complaining about her unfair fate. She thought people born with beautiful faces had every right to look down on others. She lectured like an experienced person, while others despised her for her mediocre looks and failures. She was furious. Since childhood, every time she looked in the mirror at her ugly face, she felt deep hatred, but secretly wished to transform her appearance. That's how she became obsessed with looks. When she grew up, she gradually plunged into killing and stealing innocent girls' bodies. Her ambition grew bigger daily. Darkness swallowed her heart, and she officially became a greedy woman. We need to send her spirit back to reality, cursing everyone as stupid nobles. She dares to scorn the great research she spent 300 years building. Right now, she will use it to bury anyone who stands in her way. A cicada shedding its skin like a young girl's body suddenly transforms into a huge, disgusting monster, demanding everyone hand over Selena as her rotten hand is about to touch the Selena. Just in time, Dolan realizes she's using her fused body technique, combining parts of many species through magic onto herself, that crazy woman. She spun around, attacking the soldiers nearby. Selena stood by, activating her cursed eyes to control her and buy time. Enough time for everyone to retreat to safety. Her centuries of power were so strong the cursed eyes couldn't hold her back. Too long. When she attacked Selena a second time, Christina immediately drew her sword and cut off 5 fingertips on her left hand. Torturing a sweet little girl right in front of me, you deserve to die by Christina's sword. The missing hand quickly regrew fully. Christina charged with her sword in blazing speed, cutting off countless rotten limbs on her. Karen endured the pain, growing resentful, wanting to execute Christina. She screamed as thousands of wide-open eyes grew on her body, spewing blue poison from her foul mouth, while Christina struggled to block with her sword. Mr. Gouda stood watching and finally believed this woman really practiced dark magic. Dolan sat nearby doodling something until he finished. He just told Christina to give up the playground. Bloody hands will never achieve true beauty. So he wished to have Angela Baby's face, Zhao Liying's big round eyes, and Zhao Lucy's sharp high nose. She'll never have them. It's just a distant dream. What's not yours, even if stolen, will always be stolen goods. Now it's time for her to pay for the bodies she devoured, that torment and pain. Dolan made her suffer 100,000 times worse. Standing in a magic circle, he summoned high-level celestite javelins. Thousands of glowing golden heavenly spears shot straight at the sorceress, turning her into a spiky porcupine. They pierced down into the earth. In less than 10 seconds, Ren could only scream in pain. Then she turned to dust and vanished into nothingness. Days later, Selena had to stay in town and bow as punishment for using the magic eye inside the city. With some free time, he made Selena bury her head in books. Language was her biggest barrier. Only by learning to read and write could she truly become a village citizen. Selena hated studying the most. So when she slacked off and complained, Dolan Men advised her to take it slow. Don't lose your youth by rushing. Play without studying sells your future short, so we balance study and fun. When you're too tired, I'll let you rest. After finishing his work, Christina came to check on Selena's studies downstairs. Mr. Gouda and the principal just solved the sorcerer case and now had time to thank men. At first, the two were scared of him. Gouda was fierce because he was so strict in front of them. When asked to be bait for the young couple, he was surprised, but now chatting, he seemed pretty cute. It's all an act. To trick the enemy, you first have to make your own side believe it. All that strictness is just for show. Luckily, Master had him take an anti-high pill first, so the sorceress's drug had no dangerous effect. Meanwhile, the principal announced someone wanted to meet them. It was Master Magura's son, who worked far away. The two have known each other since childhood and were close friends. Sitting indoors talking got boring, so he invited everyone for a walk in town. On their first outing to the most luxurious town, Selena excitedly ran around everywhere. Suddenly, a kid dropped something. Kind-hearted, she went to pick it up, but was coldly rejected because everyone feared the Selena tribe. Dolan worried she'd feel hurt and quickly stopped it. But the girl shook her head. It was no big deal. She was used to it. After the trip, everyone came to see the young couple off. The senior asked Lan if he wanted to join the academy to improve his skills. After the battle, the principal highly praised him. It'd be a shame if such talent was buried in a remote village. The young man politely declined, because he still had many family matters to settle. Suddenly, the principal hinted and reminded him about the secret soul inside his body. To protect everything, he must be strong. Only by enrolling and receiving proper training can he fully unleash his ancient power. He hoped he'd consider the offer. On the way home, Christina asked what he thought about the principal's proposal. He felt it was a pretty good chance. But Selena beside him looked sad because a wife can't be far from her husband. In an unknown forest, an elf witnessed a horrifying scene, an ant swarm filled with demonic energy invading the woods. Through the magic tribe's ever-changing portal, before the goblin warriors could figure out what was happening, they were attacked relentlessly by demonic beasts. In the surprise massacre, the whole team was wiped out in a flash. The captain held on until his comrades returned, only managing to report that demons were invading the capital, then died. Meanwhile, Dolan and Christina teamed up to train the village kids. The combat techniques were awesome. The kids eager to learn made rapid progress in a short time. Amazing combat techniques, the kids eager to learn quickly improving beyond expectations. Follow this group and soon they'll become brave warriors the village will be proud of. Truly commendable. Contrary to the lively scene, Selena sat deep in thought about Mr. Muga's son's recent proposal. A rare chance to grow hard to come by. Dolan sees this as good, but she misses him so much wouldn't want to leave him. Now that she's not by his side, it feels like losing a home. She spends her youth searching, lost in thought. Suddenly, she found the mischievous kids using her tail as a toy, so she chased them off and gave them a good scolding. Dolan watched from afar, feeling really satisfied. At first, he was worried she wouldn't fit in with everyone. But now it seems she's fully blended in. He was admiring his wife's cute expression when Christina suddenly stepped in, blocking his view. It's nothing serious. She just wanted to ask if he could go into the forest tomorrow. Dolan quickly stopped her, because from afar, he already knew the forest held countless dangers. One slip and you're gone for good, no joke, so he wouldn't allow anyone in. No good reason means no entry, obviously. Christina said that Anne Bach has been complaining a lot lately about how exhausting pig herding is. She promised to look after them tomorrow for him. And also, there are lots of fruits in the forest that the pigs drool over. That must be her important reason for helping the villagers. With that logic, what could he say? Dolan had no choice but to agree, but only if she brought backup for protection. Okay, deal. So the next morning, Christina led a group exploring the mountains. Both Balan and Selena were total badasses, so Dolan didn't have to worry much. It's been a while since I've been in the forest. Christina admitted the atmosphere here is perfect for healing deep wounds. Selena agreed, saying chilling out under the stars here at night is absolutely unbeatable. To give the pigs the best experience, everyone split up to escort them to different feeding spots. But before that, Balan reminded everyone to stay alert in this wild forest. Orders received, everyone scattered, each heading a different way. The soldiers happily guarded the piglets. Suddenly, a crescent-blade tiger appeared from afar, scaring the boys, stiff frozen in place. Luckily, the captain showed up just in time, killing it with an axe on the spot. Otherwise, it would have been a total disaster. But just after killing the first one, another appeared, catching both off guard. Screams echoed through the forest. Dolan and his two kids rushed over to find the two kids close to death. Knowing how dangerous it was, Balan shouted for everyone to stay out of trouble. He then lost blood, fainted, and collapsed. Dolan reacted quickly and struck the monster down with lightning ice before it could attack Balan. Christina panicked, asked what this terrifying thing was since she'd never seen it before. Dolan revealed it wasn't a common monster, but a demon soldier from the demon realm, called Mabin for short. These low-level ones only do missions like scouting, so they're easy to handle. As an ancient dragon god, he knew these basics like the back of his hand. But in front of Christina, he fibbed that he'd read about them in his master's encyclopedia. The longer they talked, the more time the demon soldier had to heal. Now he was going to pin it down and ask her to finish it off. The plan was accepted, and they fought side by side to defeat the monster in no time, thanks to Men's lightning ice seal, combined with the swift finishing move. From the top Magic Academy student, it was pure firepower. Before taking everyone back to heal, Balan told Christina not to reveal the demon soldier incident to avoid panic among the troops. Back home, Mag immediately threw herself into treating Balan and the elite soldiers. A bit later, the village chief came out to announce they were stable, easing everyone's worries. Currently, Magus and Miu were caring for them wholeheartedly. They'd wake up soon. Everyone finally breathed a sigh of relief and began discussing the sudden incident while herding pigs in this peaceful hometown. No crescent blade tigers had ever appeared before, and people even said there were unidentified beasts. Thinking about how they defeated Balan, the strongest captain here, only doubled their fear. That's why Dolan told Christina to keep the demon soldier's secret. The appearance of a high-level monster here was enough to terrify everyone. Now, talking about that horror, them running away from home isn't surprising. At that time, Mrs. Magus announced that Balan had just woken up and everyone seemed completely relieved of all their worries. However, the problem was that Mrs. Magus found Balan wasn't cut by the tiger sword, but instead had a very deep, much stronger cut. With 15 years of experience in this old body, she was sure a creature stronger than a tiger was in the forest, 100,000 times more ruthless. Realizing this was an alarming situation through the master's words, Dolan firmly asked permission to scout the forest. At first, she hesitated, but seeing his steel spirit, she knew nothing could stop him now. Okay, she agreed to let him go on the condition he bring a trustworthy companion. That's still better than going solo. If danger happened, no clue where to turn, Christina quickly volunteered to go, but everyone flat out refused to let her. A pampered, rich, noble girl, if anything happened, even selling a kidney wouldn't cover the debt. Selena seized the chance and nominated herself instead of Christina, though her skills weren't as good as AI's she did have. Cursed eyes and knew some magic, which was enough. Dolan agreed to Selena joining him. He asked Christina to stay home and protect the villagers. Before entering the dangerous forest, the village chief warned the young couple not to be reckless. A small mistake leads to disaster. Life safety is the top priority. Nodding in agreement, the young couple promised they'd return safely soon. The next morning, the two walked side by side into the forest after months apart. Selena was so excited she could burst. The couple, long without a proper chat, started chatting non-stop about everything heaven and earth. Almost forgot the forest entrance. As they walked, they sensed a strange aura ahead, and it seemed AI was secretly watching them. Alert mode on scanning all around AI was suspicious, until the figure peeked out. It was Christina sneaking behind a tree. She acted innocent, saying she was lost, not tailing them. Yeah, AI wasn't buying it. Just her jumping at shadows and confessing by accident. Dolan advised Christina to go home to avoid worrying the elders. But she insisted on sticking with them till the end. Varen village was like her second family. They were in trouble now. How could she just wait behind? This was tough. No idea what to do now. But necessity breeds cleverness. Dolan turned to his wife for ideas, and Selena agreed immediately. If she were Christina, she wouldn't just sit and wait hopelessly either. One person can't do much, but three together can manage. Actually, 3 people can climb the highest mountain. More people, more strength. Easier to save each other from danger, and the more the merrier. Since they're all introverts, they liked adding fresh team members in the forest, a perfect duo. Christina and Dolan quickly took down a few undead soldiers looking for death, but suddenly a massive fiery monster appeared. Christina got scared and planned to ask Dolan for help in this surprise attack, but AI turned around and back again in less than 5 seconds. Little Selena suddenly offered the monkey a chewy apple and quickly befriended it. So unreal. Looking back at Dolan was even more shocking. They were overwhelmed by a whole troop of howling monkeys on top of them. After fighting endlessly, Selena pulled out everything she had on her back. She offered food to everyone to recharge. Even the little monkeys looked pitiful, so she kindly invited them to eat together for fun. Christina sat curled up, praying none of these monsters would cause a lovey-dovey scene, and quietly asked. The young couple calmly ate shrimp paste noodles, were the tiny duo not afraid of the monsters sitting there, enjoying their food so peacefully. Selena found it funny hearing the clueless girl ask, "Clearly I'm half monster, half snake too." Yeah, maybe because the two were best friends. She'd forgotten her friend was human. Selena suddenly recalled how everyone in town treated her like an outsider. A sad look flashed across her face, silently wishing everyone was like Christina, so humans and the Selena tribe could live in peace. But wishing doesn't change reality. Sadness came and went quickly. The young tribe leader. Quickly regaining her usual carefree attitude, she offered Christina an apple as a snack, but when glancing over, the monkey kept staring at me with hungry eyes, so I gave it the apple in my hand. Looking closely, Christina seemed pretty cute after all. So I boldly reached out to pet it and officially fell for their super adorable charm. They must be really hungry. I planned to pass through this pile of stuff on Selena's back, not with the same bad intentions as the undead horde. Thinking back, those monsters were pretty strong. Getting chased out of their territory felt kind of eerie, probably the same for the giant ants we saw earlier. This shows something strange is happening deep in the forest, causing chaos all around. While talking, I handed Christina a piece of bread made by my mom's special recipe. It was the first time eating this combo, and it was delicious and sweet. Christina praised it. "Oh my God, this is amazing. Honey Dad, Dolan taught you how to dry and cure meat. Mom purposely woke up early to bake these fragrant wheat breads from our village's grain. That way we had a full party from A to Z, absolutely perfect in the wild mountains, a nice change of pace. Chill and just right, no complaints." Christina was absorbed in the meal when Selena praised her like a fairy big sister. "Even chewing bread looks so pretty." Dolan nodded in agreement, saying she has some strange charm that's hard to put into words. Flattered, Christina got shy, her face turning redder than a tomato, scolding that the couple was exaggerating. But Selena insisted it was true, and even begged for tips on how to be more attractive to boost her Selena tribe's charm skills. That would really help in finding a soulmate. She struggled so much over there, but Dolan told her not to change a thing. He thinks she's perfect as is. One says one thing, another understands another thinking. Dolan finds her super attractive right now, and wants to marry her. Yeah, the illusion power in her seemed to extend all the way to the island. Thinking she was proposing to herself was cruel. While she was happily lost in her daydream, suddenly the two top fighters clearly sensed something. Something was heading toward where we were sitting. A crystal orb dropped with a thud nearby. The 3 of us ran over and picked it up. To our surprise, inside the glass was a fairy girl lying still, looking seriously injured. Before we could learn her background, the undead horde resumed their relentless attack from afar. Our duo was too familiar with this situation. Christina and I teamed up to send those souls off, but this time they came in swarms like ants, making it tough even for Dolan to hold them back. In a life-or-death moment, I used the dragon's arm to send them drinking from the river of reincarnation to be reborn elsewhere. Now in human form, using dragon power made me feel guilty toward my creator inside. Who gave me this body, but still mom's going to scold me. I had to go all out. What else could I do? Behind Christina, a spirit beast bit sneakily, but luckily Selena struck it down in time. Christina thanked her lifesaver friend. But our beauty humbly said even without her, Christina would still pull off a comeback. After dealing with all the undead, Dolan loudly praised his wife, saying humility is a noble trait and the most charming quality that made him fall for her. Before she could get too excited, the fairy girl on the other side woke up, and the three of us went to ask her about it. We learned her name was Mo, chased by undead all the way here. She politely thanked everyone for the unexpected help. Dolan wanted to ask more, but noticed countless eyes hidden in the shadows silently watching our group. Christina prepared to fight, but Dolan stopped her, sensing they were just probing us, not ready to start a fight right away. In the distance, the elf goblin tribe gradually appeared and their leader showed up. He immediately told the fairy girl to return to us quickly, making the others act like we were about to eat her alive. With a loud, arrogant spirit, the three of us thought a tense battle was coming, but before we could explain, the other side bowed first, a sign they know how to deal with people. The captain thanked us for saving the fairy girl. But business is business. Ents belong to our territory, and strangers can't just wander in like it's ownerless. That's kind of rude. I thought this forest belonged to nature and anyone could come and go freely. Now I should clarify, my name's Dolan from the village near the Varan Viaduct. Recently, some dangerous creatures started appearing near the village, forcing us to scout and eliminate these alarming threats. Realizing the enemy bore no ill will and shared the same fate of oppression by the demon clan, that guy began to feel some sympathy. Besides, ignorance isn't a crime. The guy temporarily forgave the three of us for the illegal trespassing. Seriously, he advised the group to leave before it's too late, warning not to get too greedy or risk falling into a cycle of reincarnation without realizing it. The forest is really dangerous right now, mentioning that Dolan stopped beating around the bush. He asked straight up what those demon clans were like. If Denis knew of their existence, they must have already shown up in the village's territory. Right? The more he talked about those bastards, the harder it was for the elf guy to hide his hatred. Saying they just appeared is an understatement for the intense crisis we're facing. They're fighting tooth and nail with the demon clans in this forest. After the warning, he planned to leave, but was suddenly grabbed by Christina, who shouted at him, "The situation's so urgent, and you guys still haven't reported this to the royal palace. At first, they just took over the forest. But if they spread into society, it'll be the apocalypse. Then everyone will blame the AI. Even your villagers aren't completely safe yet, so why risk it all and face the bad guys alone? There are strong folks always ready to help our young couple." Afraid Christina might go too far with insults, someone quickly stepped in to stop her. When Christina wouldn't back down, she asked the elf guy, "If they really need help, here we are. These three of us are ready to give everything, standing shoulder to shoulder with the elf tribe to push back the enemy." Hearing such heartfelt words, the elves, who were initially full of hostility, now willingly dropped their weapons. After Christina calmed down, Dolan stepped forward and patted little Tran Ann on the shoulder. Only then did she realize she'd rushed things and apologized. Dolan shook his head, refusing the apology because she was completely right. Christina's strong personality is useful when tough decisions are needed. Truly useful in situations requiring decisive judgment like this. If those demon soldiers earlier weren't just wandering the surface, then it means there's a gate linking the demon world to this forest. When that gate fully opens, stronger demons will come out and humanity will face a catastrophic disaster. But that definitely won't happen anytime soon, because our side will handle them first, even if the villagers want to kick out Birdman. Our side will use this dragon clan's power without hesitation, as long as it can protect everyone. Back to the three wanting to help the elf tribe. Dolan continued using reasonable words to persuade the stubborn guy while he hesitated on what to say. Suddenly, his little sister stepped up, adding a few words she understands. He's worried that a leader who can't protect everyone is useless. But the villagers' lives are the priority. He can't let his worries endanger everyone. There must be someone to hear when someone speaks. You don't know success or failure unless you try. The goodwill clearly shines in every word. She thinks the elf tribe should trust them. This time they're risking danger and eager to help. What's there to hesitate about? The leader quickly saw the light after her heartfelt persuasion. Facing Dolan, they reintroduced themselves. He said his name was Do, and asked everyone to support the spirit tribe this time. Though the situation is dangerous, we really need your strength. As both sides prepared to shake hands and seal their alliance, a suspicious sound echoed through the forest. Everyone immediately got cautious and headed toward the source of the strange noise, discovering in the sky a huge amount of dark purple magic energy swirling, glaring painfully in the eyes. That feeling was very familiar now. Dolan seemed to have seen it somewhere before. After a moment of processing, he confirmed. It was the demon world gate slowly opening wider. Dolan chanted a spell, summoning wind magic to shield everyone. Thanks to that, everyone now moves like lightning, running faster than if they had engines strapped on. On the demon world gate side, the leader was a little lolly dressed in red who brought along two giant monster subordinates to scout ahead. To prepare for the sudden invasion ahead, there was still one more trailing behind, but due to his massive monosus, his movement was slowed down. Quick as creatures with sharper senses than cicadas, they quickly sniffed out of the presence of fairies nearby to catch a big catch. The three split up to search in different directions. Watching the two big guys with grape-sized brains rush clumsily into the forest, chasing the little lolly waiting, was frustrating, really lame. In every situation, staying calm and keeping the poise of a noble is top priority for her. Just breathing in the fresh grapefruit-scented air made her feel good, and the thought of enjoying the fresh floral scents later gave her even more motivation to conquer this place. At the village gate, the demon soldiers appeared in swarms like ants. Even though the fairy tribe deployed all their forces to attack, it was like salt against an ocean, a futile effort. The situation was tense, and the captain still hadn't returned, making everyone anxious. Out of bad luck, the tough minions were relentless, and following them, the first demon world knight Jalut was showing up. He started ranting wildly, declaring the end of the fairy tribe had come. Then, he transformed his arm into a huge sharp spear and launched it at the wall. The feta soldiers tried to hold it back. But it was no use because he was too strong. The spear pierced a big hole in the wall, injuring many soldiers who landed painfully. Meanwhile, Dolan was still running hard with everyone towards Tai, while the fairy messengers informed Doviek that monsters were attacking from the north gate, heading straight for the village. The situation was critical. Everyone could only rush there quickly, knowing the soldiers couldn't hold on much longer. Galut leapt toward the blonde guy leading the army against him, planning to finish him off with one strike. But just as the spear was about to hit his ribs, thick vines wrapped tightly around him beside the dark lady. The black rose Diodora was absorbing the fat man's mana and blood with her roses, leaving him exhausted and collapsing. Thanks to that, the blonde guy narrowly escaped death. On the way to the village, Dolan's group was blocked by the demon elf soldiers. Everyone joined forces to fight desperately as the nobles neared the village. They had to stay highly alert to avoid any careless mistakes. Just aim at each one. It'll take a while to wipe them all out. Dolan got annoyed and chanted a rapid, powerful spell, summoning a rain of arrows that wiped them all out at once. In front of the dense ancient forest, he cast magic to open a secret path to help the villagers. Before that, Dolan told everyone to go ahead. Because he and his two wives needed a bit more time, he gave them 2 brightly colored mana stones. These were the ones Dolan and his wife had found in the swamp the other day. They would help the user create powerful magic. New toys need to be tested right away before they lose their touch. Christina activated the mana stones alongside her strong energy, creating a massive whirlwind, blowing the ants far away to the demon world's backstreets. Selena wasn't any less impressive, softly chanting a few lines, causing sharp ice spikes to erupt from the ground, piercing the backsides of the evil enemies. Losing to girls would be embarrassing. Dolan refused to lose, transforming a great flame to turn them to ash inside the tunnel, still waiting for the others. Watching the impressive battle of the western lovebirds, he praised them highly. He even offered to rely on them more. Helping everyone out, he was always ready. At the red knight, who looked like a tomato, he was still getting strangled regularly by the vines controlled by Diodora. No escape. She asked the red guy, "Dulin, do you know the saying? Water from the river doesn't mix with well water. Yet you dared to recklessly invade humanity, steal, trample on plants and insects along your way, kill animals, and take the lives of creatures who call the forest home. Just one of those sins is enough to send you off to the western paradise." The guy hasn't seen his coffin, nor shed tears, stubbornly insisting that in this world, the strong survive and the weak who resist only ask for permanent farewell. A dog's mouth can't spit out sweet words. The Black Rose understood perfectly. Yeah. This guy actually chose death. Your filthy presence doesn't deserve to set foot in the human world. After the trash talk, Diodora lost patience and was about to finish him with a killer blow. But unexpectedly, something happened on the way. The little loli just arrived to rescue her teammates, praising Diodora for handling that sneaky weasel tiger. She's tough in that other world, not someone to mess with, so the Black Rose girl must have really strong mana right. Still keeping a defensive stance, she devoted all her energy to protect the girl. She bowed politely to the Black Rose and introduced herself. "I'm RAF Laser, one of the 4 knights of the demon realm, here to take good care of our big sis." Meanwhile, Dolan successfully infiltrated the village through a secret path, taking a quick glance around. He admitted it was stunning, but right now the 3 of them had more important stuff to handle, so the scenic beauty could wait. Then he admired with pride, stronger than Gel's teasing voice, insisting the girl go to the blazer. "Just go away and clear the waters, don't get involved anymore." He handled the Black Rose himself, a player not afraid of rain. "Even if you 2 team up, I can handle it all. But she knows the saying 2 against 1, you're either blind or lame, and she's got plenty of backup. Why risk going into battle yourself to reduce the odds?" Diodora called upon her fairy friends to help. Surprise, old lady Raphael now scattered broken flowers everywhere, revealing that girls love beauty. She couldn't resist playing with the flowers, quite an entertaining game. The lily fairies wilted with ear-piercing screams and agonizing pain, while the Argentine flower fairies cried for help in the dark. Especially the red rose is the most memorable, crying out desperately, sending SOS calls to big sis Diodora for rescue. So touching, daring to steal Diodora's precious friends and family. She reached her limit, furious beyond words, turning into tough vines to trap the kid. But the girl was quick and agile, easily dodging the attacks, even the vines wrapped around her body. Just a light touch and they'd turn to dust. She revealed this to our beautiful big sis. She's also a different kind of flower fairy from here, her existence nourished by blood and life's energy. Like how she was destroying Diodora's vines and the other flower creatures before, furious at the arrogant brat. Theodora unleashed her strongest vines again, greedily absorbing mana from the tangled mess. She didn't expect Big Sis to secretly send one vine moving slowly, a classic feint to distract. It hit successfully, drawing blood. Theodora triumphantly warned the brat with baby breath not to underestimate fragile roses. They look delicate, but beautiful things have thorns. They're enough to send you to the afterlife. If you're careless and let that pretty face get ruined, she'll go berserk and make Theodora pay with her life. Gel, standing nearby, bored by the dull fight between two women, declared he'd end the Black Rose with a drill. Unique, but Raphael wouldn't back down. His face injury was a clear loss. If he didn't personally deal with the Black Rose, he couldn't quell his rage. So Gel fired a spear to distract Theodora. Then the tiny girl seized the moment to bite and drain all of Theodora's mana stones, the perfect timing just as they both charged in. Ready to send the Black Rose to the afterlife, a beam of light shattered their attack. Dolan appeared from above like a god, stealing the spotlight in the battle, leaving Theodora stunned. When a human has the power to repel attacks from two demon warlords, Dolan reached out and helped the Black Rose girl up. He asked if she was seriously hurt. The Black Rose shook her head, signaling it was just a minor scrape, nothing to mention. Before it could become the usual demon realm routine, Jalut tried to sneak stab Dolan, obsessed with the girl. But Christina arrived just in time, swinging her sword to block and swiftly stabbed the guy's neck. The armor was too thick, though the cut wasn't deep enough to make him bleed, so the little lolly snuck up behind. Trying to lead the enemy, but before moving, she got hit by a stray arrow from the fairy villagers, almost turned into a pincushion. The lolly got an unexpected hit, her face showing extreme rage, cursing everyone who dared to ambush her. But think about it, damn it, no smoke without fire, the elf village. Just clear the fog from the demon realm, and they instantly become unbeatable sharpshooters. Nothing can escape their aim. Tension spikes as a terrifying mana source appears from afar. From the gate to the demon realm, shaking the ground along with some meat robots and that lolly girl. Spotting a lifeline, they instantly relaxed, after the tremor passed from within the barrier. A giant figure stepped into the fairy forest. Galut hadn't scored yet this match, so he was eager, declaring he'd wipe out all these guys. Before the boss arrived at the same time, a familiar mana flow appeared. Christina happily greeted her best friend. Selena used the snake god's power, unleashing the 7 devil heads, 7 huge serpents coiling around Gerald. The lowly had never seen mana like that. Growing strong like this, no wonder she's eager, rushing to gain fame. But Dolan won't let her mess with his wife. He used holy fire to burn Jalut badly. Theodora waited for the moment to strike back quickly, using vines to deliver another hit, satisfied. Getting beaten up badly, the sponge was pissed off, especially hearing the Black Rose mock him as a spoiled brat. Know your place? That just made him angrier, wanting to tear Sister Ra to pieces right there with Selena. She was controlling Jalut with giant snakes. Proud Dolan praised his wife. Great job, leave the next part to me. Oh, spear, let my judgment decide right and wrong on the battlefield. Unfortunately, just as Men's ex-knight Pilum flew into the air, it exploded before reaching the unseen boss. Turns out Jalut broke free from Selena's control. He complimented her, but was she a match for the King of Hell? Not yet, she's still green. Galen, watching from the sidelines, couldn't help but praise the girl. Interesting gem. I like you. He planned to test his ally's strength, offering to duel the super cute Selena girl, Hot Me. Then he acted all bossy, saying his wife can't refuse. Man, that's harsh. Everyone now knows Galen's the new enemy. But he's still not the one with the terrifying mana from before. Galut hates being robbed, so he targeted the cute one first, so the next guy better not dream of stealing his prey. He attacked Selena with a drill nose. Dolan rushed over, but was a split second slower than Christina. She blocked the drill with her sword, gently flipping Jalut back, shocking him. Mouth agape, he couldn't understand how a human could be so strong. Once it clicked, he guessed Christina might be a super tough race. Someone that strong deserves to be his opponent. Chanam sharply turned away, abandoning Selena, now aiming to hurt Christina a few times. Christina sounded like a broken record, not understanding his nonsense. But well, who doesn't like compliments? Christina politely thanked him for the praise and promised to play with him till the end. Then she suddenly raised her sword. She awakened it. Wake up now, the sword obeyed quickly, transforming into a sleek form. The blade shimmered with a sparkling silver coating, looking very attractive. The guy seemed thrilled. He started greeting Christina with the drill in hand. He was strong, but unfortunately his chubby frame made movement tough, so Christina hit him way too easily. In just a few minutes, he took 2 heavy hits. He got pissed off and decided to tear Christina into a million pieces to wash away his shame, feeling guilty for leaving her to fight alone when overwhelmed by women. Galen immediately called on earth spirits to restrain the guy, then used his Selena tribe magic against him. The enemy dissolved into smoke amid the thick bushes, seemingly gone for good. But when the aura vanished, he was unharmed, completely fine, not giving up yet. Selena summoned her snake pets again, trapping the jerk's legs. He grinned wickedly, saying, "Someone's loosening up." He admitted it felt way too good. Usually snakes in hell are tough, like meeting your great-grandma. This guy never had a chance to get that close to them. Galen was totally confident, daring the beauty squeeze my neck harder. Like getting bitten by ants. After the blatant taunt, Selena's fury boosts her serpent swarm's power. Then the guy said it was still nothing, and he noticed Selena was only pretending to be strong on the outside. Deep down, she wasn't ready to kill yet. Even with the half-baked power of the serpent god, stepping into a life-or-death fight was stupid. Swinging through the tangled serpents, he aimed his axe to finish off the beauty, but her husband wasn't having it. Dolun teleported to block the blow for his wife, then punched the weak spot on the guy's belly with dragon breath. Unlike Selena's mosquito bite moves, Galen began to respect the strength Dolun just showed. Just when the fight seemed decided, the final boss appeared. He landed with fierce presence. Exactly. The leader of the 4 knights of the demon realm elves. Everyone who saw him was terrified. Those bearded guys were tough enough now. With this high-ranking leader joining, it's getting intense. Luckily, the army just wiped out the demon ant soldiers in the west, so now they could focus on supporting the human warriors. Even though the new boss was the strongest of the 4, he still apologized to Galen for barging in. The other 3 respected their general, so they said no problem. Go ahead, do your thing. We won't complain. From Dolan's sense, this guy was way stronger than the other 3. One slip and it's game over, teacher. Strength wasn't enough. He always sought the thrill of battle more than anything else. The boss waited for men's assessment before greeting small, but bold enough to hurt his dear teammate. Seems like this one's serious. It's been centuries since he met someone with such power on Earth. So this will definitely be an exciting fight. Let men taste the dragon's powerful slash as they charge at each other. With a respectful greeting and best wishes, Dolan introduced himself to make an impression for the other to remember. But Dolan's name sounded familiar. He once knew a guy with the same name. Hopefully he's just cautious. Best of luck to both. No close ties, or he'll send you to the demon realm with a single heavy sword strike, no hesitation. Down he went. Dolan secretly used dragon breath to escape smoothly, clearly recognizing the dragon's force. He used it, but not enough to catch the guy off guard. Dolan pressed forward, aiming to dominate since his opponent had a muscular build. Along with 3 quality swords, Dolan gained some momentum but had to struggle hard to hold his ground. One-on-one wasn't enough. He quickly combined magic bursts to attack just as he thought. The guy used a shield and 3 swords to restrain Dolan's power, giving both a brief chance to recover. Everyone was stunned. Men fought evenly. On par with a top demon realm member, even the boss grew more surprised. Dolan shared the same thought. At first he thought the guy was just a stronger demon than the others, but now it seemed otherwise. His confident, bold aura reminded men of old friends from the past, former deities. Dolan was sure this was a fallen angel, a lost god who fell into the demon realm. Trung was suspicious of Dolan's sharp insight. But at this point, revealing someone's secret in public is kinda rude, you know. Clearly you have your own secrets too. Hearing that, Dolan started feeling tense inside. Normally he could handle demons easily, but this guy was god class. Dolan couldn't beat him in human form. But if he kept hiding his dragon power, blood would surely spill like a river. Talking about it was boring anyway. The boss suggested letting his 3 swords speak for him, as the opponent attacked fiercely with lightning speed. Dolan barely dodged hard to counterattack. When he found an opening to retaliate, his sword strike wasn't strong enough. Causing injury, the boss was thrilled. This was a first. He finally found a worthy opponent in this useless human world. While he charged mana, his subordinates got bored and joined the gang attack. Christina and Selena tried to help, but Galen said, "Step over my body first." Aloli teamed up with Galen. "Just as she planned to mess you up, the boss here respects me, but you lackeys, I'll take you out with one eye closed." Using his hidden dragon power, he struck her down with lightning. Those 2 didn't know what hit them. Once again, he opened everyone's eyes. Even when they're wiped out, they still don't know to back off. What move did our side just pull so quick and clean, sucking all that mana into the weakling's belly? Quickly apologizing for the dim-witted, disorganized subordinates. The guy didn't think a normal strike could take him down easily, so now he's ready to pull out his trump card to decide the winner, pouring all his strength into the 3 swords of the boss. Using the heavenly power typical of the gods, whipping up a sandstorm, fiercer than before unleashing the deadly strike. He negotiates again with Dolan. If he can block this attack, he's automatically acknowledged. He admits Dolan is a truly formidable opponent. Now the boss invites him to witness the ultimate triple-blade dark sword technique. He always prides himself on the perfect timing when activating the power of his 3 swords. It's enough to punch a hole through heaven itself, terrifying everyone. Selena worries for her husband, almost in tears. After crying, Dolan just calmly smiled back, reassuring everyone as he activated his dragon power hidden for years. The young man with just a small sword officially deflects the deadly triple sword strike, stabbing into the sky, then vanishes as if never there. To set foot on Earth, the 4 horsemen had to sign a damn contract, but now the boss doesn't regret choosing to come here while everyone is still stunned by the spectacular attack. The boss declares he'll show respect to Dolan by giving the elf tribe 2 choices. Fight with all your might to reclaim freedom and happiness, or surrender obediently under the demon realm's rule. Guaranteed a life of luxury and comfort, and of course they all swear they'd rather die than submit to the enemy. The boss seals the deal. In 3 days, he'll lead the army to sweep through again. Especially he wants to warn the sweet Selena girl that showing mercy on the battlefield is a huge mistake. If she still thinks that way, she's basically handing her life to the enemy. Better drop that bad habit. After they part ways, Dolan promises next time he'll use all his strength to take care of them. Both sides really care for each other. On the way back, the boss complains about how tough life is. Yet in the end, one day he had to personally fight men, putting strategy talks aside. Tomorrow, the 13 warrior benefactors will meet with the village chiefs of the tribes living here to express their gratitude first. The leader here, born an elf named Deer, thanks all the brave heroes of the village on behalf of everyone. The Cloud Maiden risks danger to help everyone. Hearing Do-Lun has power beyond a normal person, he actively invited the humans living in town to come and share their thoughts. Everyone was surprised to see its director Olivia, who they hadn't met in a while. She introduced this place as her hometown. After growing up, she left the village to start a life in the capital. Now, hearing the village is in trouble, she rushed back to support her birthplace. If everyone knows each other, it'll be easier. They get straight to the point. No need for introductions. The Demon Realm's 3-day ultimatum. The Elf tribe plans to act tomorrow, destroying the space gate leading to the Demon tribe. Just destroying the only path will force them to abandon their plan to invade the forest. This also reduces casualties for the Elf tribe. Since no fighting is needed, the plan sounds good. Do-Lun doesn't oppose it and asks permission from everyone. Let the three of us continue to stand shoulder to shoulder supporting the Elf tribe. Honestly, the village elders are reluctant. But now, relying on Do-Lun's group is definitely necessary. Today, he and his wives volunteer to stay and help. The Elf tribe can only say thank you and feel deeply moved. Olivia also reveals she just sent a letter requesting support from the capital. Though it'll take some time, they'll try to arrive in time. Before the manpower battle begins with the full plan ready, the village chief tells everyone to get some rest early. Because tomorrow there are many issues to deal with on the Demon Realm side. 3 cheers. Do-Lun is angry and takes it out on his demon soldiers. Galut's the angriest. That tough little Christina managed to thrash him twice, almost killing 8 of his men. Of course, the lolly girl only holds a grudge against him. Diadora and the Flower Queen are on friendly terms. But why does she have such a curvy body? Look at her, she wouldn't even let the airport compete for flatness with her. Galen stays calm, knows how to hold back emotions, tells the other 2 to chill, but they don't listen at all. So he turns to boss Gary for help. Gary refuses to get involved, saying they should just blow off steam. If that helps them clear their heads for the big fight, so be it. Gary guesses the enemy side must be fired up right now. Then he starts commenting on each opponent to watch out for. After the first battle, little Selena's scales are still too soft. She's young and needs to toughen her scales, but she's got real potential. Still, the one Gary's most interested in is Do-Lun. His gut tells him this upcoming fight will be an unforgettable memory. The highlight of his fighting career, memories flood back. He once knew someone named Do-Lun. The fighting skill, mana, and spirit the kid men showed in every battle were just like that person's. It was like a perfect copy, back when he was part of the fierce War Gods Legion. In the Heavenly Realm, every intense fight drained everyone to exhaustion. Yet in those moments, only Lord Dragon God kept his strength fully intact. He was always ready to save the team when support was needed. Thanks to the widely connected goddess Maria close to the Dragon God, they could invite him to help. The image of the mighty Dragon God single-handedly destroying the entire demon army is etched deeply in Gary's mind. Gary truly admired him more than anyone else. Mention Dragon God and all beings tremble at the name. He's the origin and the end of the demon world's fate. Now, Do-Lun has been reborn as a human. Hard to believe, but it's true. Just thinking about facing the Dragon God he's admired for so long gets him super hyped. Even as an enemy, he's totally satisfied. It's been ages since he looked forward to a fight like this. Meanwhile, everyone else has gone to rest. Do-Lun deliberately follows Diadora to where she's remembering their fallen Rose comrades, feeling down, ignoring unwanted company. Black Rose forbids Do-Lun from coming close, then turns around her grandpa standing so close it nearly scared her stiff. About to scold the kid for disobeying, he quickly points out that if Black Rose gets hurt, she'll need treatment. Leaving her to fight tomorrow exhausted would be a huge loss. Diadora can't believe the wound's so tiny. He sees it too, though annoyed she obediently lets her sister heal her. Watching him skillfully channel healing energy, Diadora thinks he's really something else. Do-Lun smirks. After 15 years on this earth, that's the nicest thing he's ever heard, but he's grateful all the same. If she treats him like a normal person, the physical wounds are healed, but the emotional scars still hurt like a knife. Do-Lun knows Black Rose is grieving for her kind, so he doesn't say much. Afraid of making her more upset, the lowly dared to kill some beautiful spirits who still had dreams left. They had bright futures ahead, none of them deserved such a tragic fate. The more she thinks, the angrier Diadora gets, vowing to make that woman pay for her crimes tomorrow. One horse's pain affects the whole stable. Do-Lun can't just stand by while she faces deadly revenge alone. On behalf of my 2 wives, I ask to help the Rose clan settle this blood feud. Hearing this, Diadora feels happy. It's late now. She thanks him for healing her and leaves early, promising to see him tomorrow morning. In the room, his night owl wives still won't sleep, chatting away late into the night. Waiting for Do-Lun to come back, they bring him a warm late meal to boost his strength for tomorrow's fight. The food looks perfect: sticky rice sweet soup. Do-Lun praises it as super delicious, taking a first bite and immediately blurting out, "This is insanely good." The elf wives are glad he likes it. Christina loved it too, cleaning her plate but leaving 8 chopsticks behind. Selena is surprised. She eats that many calories every meal but still looks so slim and healthy. Christina admits she's naturally hard to gain weight and burns off what she eats quickly, so her body barely stores it. Selena finds that depressing. Her great-grandma just breathes and gets fat. Hey, but wait, Still, Christina's curves grew steadily, every curve perfect, flawless. The saddest new elf girl, Selena, seemed a bit chubby but still quite charming. Her body was also full, making up for the elves' usual beauty beyond just their faces, whereas her body was the opposite, flat from top to bottom. The guys stared and listened closely. The girls showed obvious discomfort. Christina knew the guys were at that age curious about sex, but with strangers around, she advised him to tone it down, knowing the wives think he's a player. Greedy for attention. Dolan quickly defended himself. Don't assume everyone's like you, I'm just thinking. Theo has no reason to be jealous. Our bodies are gifts from our parents. Treasure that, and don't try to be a copy of someone else. Hearing this deep advice, Theo's guy was pretty satisfied. But talking more would get awkward, so the girls agreed to chat again after the battle while cleaning up. Dolan noticed Selena's hands were shaking and worried about her tonight. He couldn't sleep while she sat alone in the hallway. He stepped out to ask, but saw her worry hadn't eased, so he didn't want to disturb her. Dolan pretended he couldn't sleep and came out to enjoy the view. Looks like we're the same then. She pointed at the scene ahead. Dolan looked and was surprised by the stunning night view. It was so peaceful, moonlight filtering through leaves adding a serene touch. Definitely the elf tribe's harmony with nature over years brought such beauty. At night, distant clinks sounded melodious, probably the blacksmiths working hard, forging weapons to help their team win tomorrow. Tired of standing, Dolan sat down. He shared feelings with his sensitive wife. The scene deeply touched their souls. As they chilled watching the view, Dolan brought up how people often find him strange. But inside, he's never been indifferent. After the opening battle, he noticed she held on to a silent worry. Dolan apologized for dragging her into fighting when she hates war. Selena quickly clarified. It's not anyone's fault. It's just that she wasn't strong enough. Back then, Selena could have defeated the demon general. But her weak heart caused a huge threat to the elf tribe. The more she thought, the more she saw herself as useless a burden. Dolan used to think the Reed tribe was cold-hearted, uncaring. But after meeting Selena, he knew he was wrong to generalize. Luckily, Selena has a kind, compassionate, charitable heart. If she was fierce like a tiger or sly like a fox, he wouldn't feel safe bringing her into the village. Then, Dolan told Selena not to change, because he liked the sweet, gentle, kind Reed girl she was now. Flattered and embarrassed, she blushed and said, "Please stop if I faint here, that'd be bad." Dolan pulled out a token of love. Nope, it was a powerful magic necklace he crafted himself. Now he gave it to her, hoping it would make her stronger in battle and comfort her like he was always by her side. Selena admired the gift passionately and thanked him deeply. Just then, Christina appeared. Waking up in the middle of the night and finding no one in the room, she realized they snuck off to chat. With such a beautiful view, not sharing it is selfish, she said, then sat down to join them, and the three vowed to protect their village's peace till the end. After gossiping, Selena was too tired and fell asleep first. Christina felt sorry for her fragile friend, sensing she'd been confused all evening, but didn't dare tell anyone, silently suffering. Luckily, the guys were sensitive and skilled at emotional support, helping her easily escape needless torment. Selena asked Dolan if he'd heard of super endurance. Seeing his face, everyone knew he knew the truth, but still hid it from Christina. The next morning, the elf army gathered on time, listening to the village chief's speech to boost morale. Where there's oppression, there's resistance. The more we yield to the demon clan, the more they push forward, so our only choice is to stand up. Fight to reclaim the freedom that's rightfully ours. I swear on behalf of everyone to fight until my last breath. The cries of those who fell still echo with their hatred and pain I will never forget. Now is the time to avenge them and let the righteous fury rain down on those brutal, savage demons. With strong determination and iron will, everyone bursts with energy as they form up for battle. There's one main gate and 3 side gates. The elf warriors, beastmen, and special forces will guard these gates. The army led by Dolan is responsible for escorting everyone safely to the main gate with full force. The tribes living in the village all trust him. Even the 3 young ones are feeling pretty tense. On the way to the main gate, Dolan's carriage is suddenly ambushed by the demon clan. Selena immediately jumps off the carriage, offering to hold them off so everyone can arrive on time. Of course, Dolan agrees, but this time Selena is determined like never before. She tells him to focus on the mission. Now, Selena's completely different, no doubts, ready to fight with all her strength against a strong enemy. The demon forces wait at the space gate, especially that guy Gary. He's super hyped, muttering nonstop like some kind of shaman summoning spirits. "Brothers, we're here, so show yourselves." Gary blocks the side gate and laughs gleefully when he spots the beastmen approaching from afar. "It's me, and I've been waiting for you guys forever." The beastmen carry a fierce hatred, vowing to protect their homeland no matter what. They refuse to let it fall into the hands of thieves. Gellix has never tasted defeat and doesn't know fear, even urging the beastmen to fight with everything they've got. Holding back his skills makes him frustrated. On the other side is that lowly sitting there, afraid Gellix will earn more glory than him since there's more enemies on Gellix's side, while here, there's hardly anyone to fight. Suddenly, Diodora appears right on time from behind, snapping the girl completely awake. She's quite the lone wolf, huh? Black Rose hears this and feels insulted, loudly telling the girl, "Kneel and beg now, and maybe he'll be merciful." Black Rose isn't backing down either. Just her alone is enough to make that girl admit defeat. She boasts loudly near Galen, who's shooting arrows nonstop, but with that incredible armor. Those arrows might as well be mosquito bites on stainless steel. When he casts magic, the entire 7th squad falls flat on their faces. Even Du has to admit defeat against the Demon Knight's momentum just when it seemed the battle would end quickly. Suddenly, a pile of rocks crashes down from the sky, catching Galen off guard, and Selena arrives to calm the scene. "Everyone, don't be so tense, she's here to help." Galen recognizes the Selena girl from before, unable to hide his joy. This time he'll finish the fight they left unresolved, especially since devouring a pretty girl is always a plus. He's so lucky. Selena scolds him, saying devouring Selena is no easy feat, but today she's a far cry from before. Sending him to the afterlife is a piece of cake. Inside the carriage, Christina is very worried about her friend sitting quietly but growing more restless. She wants to turn the carriage back to help Selena, but Do Lun stops her if everyone keeps relying on others. Selena can't change herself dramatically, so she has to fight on her own. This time he trusts her. "My wife wants to support her effort to change." Christina admits he's ridiculously optimistic, but the girl tends to overdo it. She can't just be carefree and innocent. No matter how much he talks, she insists on going back to fight alongside her. "Best friend, I should tell you, I gave Selena a powerful magic stone yesterday. It'll support her during battle." Oh, that's reassuring, but she's still worried. She still wants to go to the side gate where Selena is, but just then the carriage suddenly slams on the brakes. A bad sign is coming. The beastmen can't tie up Gellix no matter how much silk they spin. Plus his drill is so sharp no one dares get close, afraid he'll skewer them. They might as well say goodbye now. Following this pack, it won't be long before they all suffer 7 crushing defeats, laying their love stories to rest. Without backup, Christina immediately offered to drive the carriage to rescue, while Do Lun should stick to the plan and push toward the main gate, then smash it, crashing the carriage into Gellix's brain. After that epic fall, he jumped up furious, daring anyone to steal from him. Christina, fierce and bold, true to her badass vibe, declared, "From now on, you fight me. The more fighters you have, the harder it gets," Christina told the beast girl. "Take the lead and find a hiding spot until the fight ends." That guy realized Christina was insanely tough. Last time he got excited even though he wanted to go all out on Do Lun more. But since the author said it this way, he was okay with it. He accepted it right away because getting beaten by a cute girl, that got him pumped. He pretended to ignore her since she was in a hurry and couldn't play long. Christina chanted to awaken her holy sword, while that guy's drill was his true love. Both attacked at the same time without warning. When Christina slashed at Gellix nonstop, he actually praised her. "Your style and skills are top-notch today." Both sides, attacker and defender, gave it their all. Dodging the drill, Gellix crouched and praised Christina again for her toughness. No wonder her defense was smoother than a pro hunter's. Being called some weird name by the enemy annoyed Christina a lot. Meanwhile, clueless about that race, Do Lun's carriage was hoofing it to the main gate. He ran pretty fast, but to avoid serious casualties. The guy thought he had to be even faster, even though it was broad daylight. Turns out, Do Lun had dragon wings, flying swiftly and smoothly. The Black Rose had been stuck for half an hour with that rotten jerk, no clear winner yet. The lolly refused to face her head-on, instead using her allies as shields. Diodora truly despised cowards who sacrificed friends for themselves. Called out on her bad habit, she got salty, and finally decided to take the fight seriously against the boss lady. Black Rose waved her hand, making her minions form a barrier enclosing the two inside, so no one could interrupt this phase. An intense battle was about to unfold, and Diodora's opponent was determined. She immediately used her flower petals to clear the protective shield around her. The lolly didn't expect boss lady Black Rose to be so smart. There's a saying, the smart get outsmarted. Turns out she could absorb her opponent's mana, so every strike from the boss lady was totally drained. Especially this lolly was small, but colder and more ruthless than anyone else. She was ready to sacrifice her underlings to satisfy her own ambitions. Actions speak louder. She used Black Rose's life to blatantly attack Diodora, shocking her badly. At first, Diodora was caught off guard, only slightly vulnerable. No one repeats the same mistake twice. But twice. When the lowly attacked with the second life, Diodora immediately used her vines to perform a spectacular aerial swing. But in the end, gravity hit her hard, leaving her battered and bruised. The little lowly was thrilled watching Black Rose struggle under the blows. She taunted her to stop living alone in the world's cramped space. She told her to behave and reunite with the gang from last time down in the hole. Thinking of the last sacrifices made Diodora even angrier. She angrily countered with her vines, but the lolly was quick, raising a fog to defend. Now everything touched turned to smoke. Shattered, instantly finishing off enemies in half a beat was just boring. She kept tormenting Diodora relentlessly. Because her suffering made her happy. That contempt truly enraged Diodora. She started producing Black Roses, absorbing and covering everything. "Sorry, don't think you're the only one who can use that move. Boss lady has tricks too." Simply because she hated the cruelty in her, she sealed it inside her body. However, facing a shameless little enemy, no matter what, Diodora decided she didn't need to play nice anymore. As the balance set, 2 dark auras began spreading, engulfing the surroundings. When the 2 mana sources clashed, infinite power, lightning erupted. In the end, Diodora, badly wounded, was still at a disadvantage. The lowlies. Her energy slowly left her body, causing her to collapse quickly. The lolly was very pleased as her opponent fought alone, and now he must leave it alone. However, all these events were part of the plan. Tree Dai Jiang waited until the greedy foolish girl absorbed enough energy, then unleashed his secret card set from the start. The lolly thought she had it won, so she gradually let her guard down. Suddenly a sharp pain spread across her face. She panicked, asking why it happened. Before she could find an answer, a strong rose suddenly bloomed, and she panicked, wondering why. Before she could find an answer, a strong rose bloomed right on her pale face, her most cherished part. Then countless other roses and vines sprouted, gripping her body tight, giving her no chance to move. The outcome was decided from the start, with the Rose Queen playing pretend to lead her to a bitter end. Yesterday, during their fight, Diodora secretly planted tiny black flower seeds inside her, a perfect internal strike. And knowing her end was near, the lolly screamed and begged for mercy, but it was too late. The vines grew into massive branches that swallowed her whole. From today, the 4 knights will be down to 3. After defeating such a strong enemy, Diodora is now too exhausted even to fend off a single undead soldier. The minions are just waiting for their chance to tear her apart. Swiftly, Dolan swooped down from above, scattering the ice soldiers and saving Diodora from danger. Meanwhile, Selena wasn't so lucky. Ignoring the warning, she got hit by Galen and now has a sharp branch piercing her body. The elf tribe watches in pain, unsure how to help her down gently to ease her suffering. Inside the glowing circle, Dolan told Diodora, "If you want to live, stay put. As long as you don't leave the barrier, you'll be safe." Noticing the distinctive wings on Meng's back, Black Rose was sure this guy was legit. No wait, I'm real. But Diodora, whose soul is a reincarnated dragon from a past life, has never seen a dragon before. Now she's witnessing an entire reincarnated dragon clan. It's surreal. Time is limited, so Diodora told Black Rose again, "Just rest inside and fully recover. I'll head to the east gate to destroy it. I don't know how to repay you for saving me." So Diodora warned him to be careful, but careful not to damage the trees too much. Dick worried about him getting ambushed and promised the Rose Queen, then quickly teleported there. Christina argued with Jalut for nearly an hour, but her sword strikes remained as strong as when the fight began. The problem was his armor was too tough, so Christina couldn't find a weak spot, successfully getting Selena down from the high tree. The Fio group worried the wound was too deep, fearing their fragile friend would be traumatized. Fio told her not to look. They quickly helped pull the branch out to stop the bleeding. Luckily, the snake tail looks like a small human leg, just painful, not life-threatening. Fio planned to use magic to stop the bleeding, but at that moment, Dolan's arms glowed with healing magic. It fully healed her from the earlier incident. Fio was so relieved. She told Selena to run from the forest and hide somewhere safe until the battle's over, stay out of sight. She really didn't want Selena, her friend, to be in danger, but abandoning teammates in trouble isn't something our Selena would do. After boosting her mana, each of Christina's strikes could now make him bleed, but finishing him off was still far away. She wondered how many more hits she needed. This is exhausting. Plus, the jerk kept calling her super tank, and Christina was so annoyed she wanted to seal his mouth shut. He was a bit surprised Christina didn't know much about her true identity, so he paused to explain. Super tank refers to superheroes from a past life. They look normal but have different powers. People feared and started shunning them. To the Green faction, super tanks are the most hated enemies of the demon realm. They once slaughtered demons, wiped out torment demons, and even killed the strongest ancient dragons. And of course, Dolan died back then because of a super tank's rejection. No wonder he tries to hide that story. When Christina asked, it turned out he didn't want to remember the most painful event of his life, fearing she'd blame herself. Meeting a real super tank for the first time, Gellis was thrilled, thinking if he could take down Christina too, that'd be unbeatable. Thanks to his explanation, Christina suddenly understood and found a way to awaken her own power. Focusing all her energy into the sword blade, she sped up towards Galut and sliced across his body. Wherever the blade swung, his limbs flew off, and finally she beheaded him with a finishing strike. The fight officially ended with a total victory at the main gate. Gary bowed respectfully when he saw the dragon god appear. Since long ago, he idolized the ancient dragon god. Seeing you fight alongside your master, he wanted to test his skills. Now that his wish came true, Gary invited you to join him to the demon clan for a no-holds-barred fight. No need to worry about the forest. Once bloodlust hits, no need to ask who I am. Dolan agreed to follow him through the gloomy demon clan gate, then turned the camera to the poor little Selena. Fio worried about her friend too, so she kept telling her to run fast and never look back into danger. After saying that, she rushed to the group fighting Jalut to help. Right now, Selena was so scared she didn't know what to do. In this situation, she hated hurting others and honestly didn't want to fight anyone. Just as Selena was about to give up with tears, suddenly, the forest echoed with the desperate cries of the group. Fighting the demon mercenary. Selena's motionless body regained its natural movement. Her gaze fell on the necklace her lover gave her last night. He trusted her so much, if she ran away now like a scared turtle leaving her team behind, she'd never face Dolan again. Her fighting spirit blazed fiercely, and Selena rushed to the desperate soldiers, risking their lives. Fighting with everything they had, just as Jalut tried to crush them. Luckily, Selena arrived just in time, using the massive earth harp to stop him with a huge chain. Galut noticed the fierce little Selena had returned with even more fire, and he was wildly pleased. He respected her fighting spirit deeply. Then he broke free from the chains and charged at her with countless sharp drills. She didn't back down. Selena fiercely summoned the little serpent Selena to cut through all the demon clan's advanced weapons. Galut tasted defeat for the first time, bitter and plotting revenge, but you're still way too green. With a tightened fist as fast as a storm, he shook his teeth and flew back, lying still. Selena ordered everyone to retreat for safety. Honestly, even she was scared of the growing mana flow inside her. Galut rarely meets an equal opponent. He's fired up and swore to give Selena a fight she won't forget. Enough talk. Selena decisively called down huge fiery boulders to crush that guy, but he still escaped with ease. Just as he aimed to attack her, Selena's Snake Clan cursed eyes activated, fueled by overflowing mana. Selena froze him in place with a cold, fierce glare and cursed him, "You'll die a miserable death." Furious, she summoned 7 spirit serpents to take turns freezing Galut, but he broke free and fought back against the little Nas. Still, Selena was determined not to let this bastard massacre her teammates or the forest. Summoning more spirits just as she poured power into the critical move from the Dragonstone, Dolun gave her suddenly a radiant light shone, empowering her snakes into a giant dragon with no chance to escape. Galut could only stare as the dragon casually bit off his head. The battle was over. Selena sighed in relief, glad she didn't let Dolun down and could safely rescue everyone. In the demon realm, Dolun judged the senior staff territory was shockingly shabby for a boss-level place. Trouble was back in the heavenly realm. Gary was just a mercenary with a tiny paycheck, barely 3 coins to eat. Forget about buying a fancy house or a luxury car, so he hoped the dragon god would forgive this basic poverty. Felt sorry for a worker who sacrificed years for capitalism. Dolun reassured him, "Look closely. This place isn't that bad after all." So both sides can fight freely without worrying about casualties or damage. Gary had long respected and feared the ancient dragon god. More than any AI today, fulfilling his dream to fight his idol once he hoped Dolun would unleash all his skills so he could enjoy the show in this life. "Okay, dude, Dolan's just worried he won't keep up." "That's easy for me. The dragon god promises to give it his all, but in return, he's certain." They had to risk their lives to settle this. As they charged at each other, Gary quickly dodged the precise sword strike from Dolan, but he was fast summoning a hellish tremor with fierce lightning bolts. Fire tore through the ground, and Dolan, but who'd believe Dolan just lightly swung his sword, was enough to shatter all those flashing lightning bolts trapping the fairy forest. The group led by Selena ran to the demon realm gate, unexpectedly meeting Christina, who had just finished off her opponent about to head there. Also, Diodora, restored by the recovery ring, hurried over to join them all. Hearing Dolun was at the gate blocking the undead army, they rushed to reinforce. Olivia just stepped into the gate area and realized Dolun had followed Gary into the demon realm to settle all old and new grudges. Behind them, the tribal chiefs finished off the undead, quickly informing Olivia to implement the next plan once they knew Dolun was fighting Gary. On the other side of the gate with Gary, they immediately devised a plan to seal the spatial gate, cutting off the demon tribe's entrance. Though cruel compared to thousands of lives in the tribe, it was a sacrifice they deemed worth making for the forest's fairies. Even if they owed Dolun, he kept exchanging blows with Gary's swords clashing and sparking fiercely. The clash was deafening and terrifying. No one dared to intervene. At first, they seemed evenly matched, but within less than half a round, Gary began to lose ground, taking a brutal beating. The punches hit deep right in his gut, so frustrating. Gary was arrogant by nature, deciding to take revenge with the 6-armed iron sword style he had trained tirelessly his whole monstrous life in the demon realm. After hearing the cold plan of the tribal chiefs to destroy the gate, Selena panicked, worried for her beloved husband. Still, the others stubbornly stuck to their plan. She received confirmation the campaign's top priority was restoring peace to the forest. This chance only comes once, miss it, and there's no second. How could these innocent righteous kids accept betrayal like this? Both Dolan and Fio joined Facina in opposing it. Whatever actions the fake people take, they must consider the consequences. They understood the kids' feelings, but if Dolan failed, this place would be drowned in blood forever, buried under the demon's hands. Selena, furious, declared loudly, "My husband only knows how to win, never lose." Christina echoed her, but when asked why they were so sure, both said it was just a gut feeling. Such a baseless reason, of course. The stubborn tribal chiefs wouldn't compromise. They wouldn't listen unless insulted harshly. Pushed to the limit, Selena, wanting to protect her husband's safety, started roasting the old fools while Dolun fought with all his might to protect the forest. Yet they wanted to sacrifice him for peace. Despicable died at humans' hands in a past life, now stabbed in the back by those he trusted. If Dolun knew, he'd be heartbroken. Olivia was pleased with the convincing, sharp reasoning from the Selena. Diodora silent, until now finally spoke up, better to live with dignity than trade the forest's savior's life for peace. Of course, the fairies wouldn't do such a heartless act that would forever stain the forest's name. Doomed for eternity, the elders were officially convinced by the younger generation. Success no more arguments, the village chief decided to trust Dolun this time. The clan leader kept pushing Gary's buttons, so Gary dared to challenge Dolun with the 4-heaven slash, daring him to see through it. But this guy was stubborn as hell, getting beaten up badly but still refusing to back down. So Dolun didn't hesitate to hit him a few more times to wake him up. The invisible sword from the heavenly blade tore through the earth wherever it flew. But Dolun's skill was so refined he easily dodged. It was too easy. When Gary poured all his power into a lightning strike to trap him, Dolun just let out a dragon's roar breath and immediately pushed Gary's attack back. Proudly, he said never cry before the coffins closed, vowing to take Do-lun down with him. But nah, this guy still had to go home to his wife. Playtime's over. Do-lun swung his sword, cutting the guy's limbs to get some blood for sashimi, then ended the fight with a fatal body split. The guy had 2 limited powers, but Do-lun admitted Gary's spirit and will were truly admirable. Praised by his idol, he was completely satisfied and didn't regret battling the strongest dragon god in history. Watching the spectacular solo, a tough, bull-headed woman in the secret base couldn't help but praise Do-lun's amazing skills. Just as impressive as back when he was the Do-lun. It had been a long time since she saw him, and she was super excited because nothing made her happier than playing with him again. Outside the gate, everyone's faces were tense, but when Do-lun appeared, all their worries vanished and they cheered with joy. After Do-lun's spectacular victory over the demon clan and sealing the gate that night, the villagers held a feast to thank the 3 heroes who helped. Enthusiastic and all in, soon after Do-lun led Selena and Christina out scantily dressed and a bit blurred. Selena revealed this was the traditional outfit of the fairy forest. She thought it wouldn't suit them. Now it actually looks perfect, totally unexpected. Do-lun approached and complimented his 2 wives, calling them cute with a poker face. That made them super embarrassed. Reading Selena's thoughts, they all timed it perfectly as the dance music started. Do-lun led Christina aside so the dragon god couple and the Selena could dance naturally together. While caught up in this music, they opened up about many private things. Do-lun gently asked Selena about her injury from before. She said she was fully healed now, so he didn't need to worry. By the way, Selena also thanked Do-lun for the magic bracelet he gave her. When she collapsed before, the bracelet gave her huge strength. It gave her the motivation to keep fighting. Do-lun was happy to help his wife in many ways. After dancing to exhaustion, Selena was so tired she fell asleep on Do-lun's lap. Suddenly, he heard a sweet singing voice from afar, following the music to find it was Selena happily singing in an ancient tree. When she finished, Do-lun applauded her performance enthusiastically. Christina looked shy but secretly pleased. They confirmed the song Christina sang, praised the dragon-slaying hero. Do-lun was curious about what happens after the dragon dies. Christina said it was a family song, passed down through generations with no more verses after that. By the way, Christina asked what he thought about the relationship between the hero and the white dragon. Do-lun frankly shared the dragon god must have deeply valued their friendship. The next morning before parting, Olivia asked Men again if he wanted to join the academy. This time Do-lun gave a clear answer. He said he was still thinking it over and would reply soon. Diadora took the initiative to give him a vial of research potion for the divine elixir, as thanks for saving her life. Feeling that wasn't enough, the older sister boldly kissed him deeply, making Selena jealous because she hadn't gotten that yet. After marching all day, they finally returned to the village, excitedly saying their goodbyes. Everyone headed home. However, as Do-lun stepped inside, suddenly, a hand stabbed through his chest from behind, blood spraying everywhere. Do-lun was stunned, dazed, and collapsed lifelessly in some kind of Canadian ghost move until the next morning. Do-lun woke up strong and flexible, stretching like nothing had happened the day before. Once upon a time, long ago, all dragons descended from a single dragon who was the ancestor of the dragon race. His long life began when the world was created. Then other gods gradually appeared. Through cycles, conflicts, and reconciliations, the original dragon realized how lonely he was, envying gods with full clans. He decided to tear his body apart, then create new dragons from his silver tail. The dragon formed Hyperion, the Destroyer. From Vreech's wings came the speedster to Chokmun's eyes, the reincarnation master with Bahamut's head, the free spirit. Yet his heart and soul, the dragon ancestor, kept beating even after tearing himself apart. Then ruled over the dragons he created, and none other than Do-lun was that dragon. In a previous life, before the author gave out tickets to anyone the kids listened to, Do-lun's stories with bright, admiring eyes. They said he was insanely cool, knowing everything. But that's enough stories for today. Do-lun told the kids to meet at the usual place tomorrow at 8. Let's switch to a new scene. Diadora dropped by and witnessed an amazing storytelling session between the grandfather and grandson. Suddenly, she praised you for being so talented and classy. Do-lun humbly explained, back then I just told stories to my little brother. Later word spread, and gradually the kids started treating him like a radio station, a storytelling show for children. So they came back every day after that. The young man led the girls from the fairy forest around the fair. Visiting every spot thanks to Ent residents, the village market grew livelier. Few corrected, we've got to thank Do-lun for this. Thanks to him creating trading opportunities, the 2 villages grew closer. It was something they never dared to imagine before. Especially now, Do-lun is famous as heroes who defeated the 4 demon knights. Everyone's excited to meet their saviors, which makes sense. Diadora commented that Christina was super cool in battle, but now facing these sweet, well-behaved kids, she's even more lovable. Selena told Diadora to stop teasing her friends since she gets shy easily. Then Diadora switched to teasing her, and Selena was easily swayed. She was totally smitten by the irresistible, intoxicating aroma of turkey from Black Rose. At noon, they sat eating sandwiches by the roadside. Immersed in nature, Selena was about to go hunting with Ba Lan. She joked that the grandfather and grandson men would come along. But the young man wanted to refuse, though. Selena said, "Where can you run from the sun, honey? I'm just grabbing some milk. Grandfather Men was halfway drinking and revealed that Sister Miu had given him a tip. Since he'd already sipped it, he obediently joined the crew. The young man had no choice but to follow along, promising to go with everyone and reminding himself to be more cautious about free stuff next time. Just entering the forest, Selena discovered a lair of the mountain shells. Without waiting for orders, she declared she wanted to catch them for braised pork. Summoning a giant serpent to destroy the bear's home, she gave the Balan group an easy chance to throw nets and capture them, witnessing the team's reckless actions. Dolan was furious, yelling at them, "Why would you do that?" The bears hadn't done anything, hadn't touched anyone, they just wanted to go home. After the battle ended, no one expected Balan to ignore everything, even scowl at Dolan, accusing him of misplaced compassion. He said kindness should be given at the right time and place. Who's to say they won't come after us later? It's better to deal with them first to avoid trouble. Not just Balan, even Selena agreed. The one who hates killing the most also lent a hand, making Dolan even more conflicted. That afternoon, watching the withered cornfield, Dolan's heart grew heavy with worries. From afar, a pink-haired girl ran over. She announced that everyone in the village was about to relocate, leaving Dolan stunned. The pink-haired girl guessed he'd been away too long. So he hadn't heard the latest decision from the leaders. All the elders from Grandma Magura to everyone else had accepted the proposal. They believed that if they stayed rooted here, they couldn't grow. Right now, everyone was discussing it together. Specifically at the village committee, after getting all the info from his friend Dolan, rushed to the committee office, and it was true. Every elder, young and old, was gathered there. Dolan angrily questioned them. Why give up so easily when everyone loves their hometown? But Grandma Magura reminded him he might be misunderstanding. Their love for the village was probably just seeing it as a starting point for a better, wealthier life. The harsh words hit Dolan like a lightning strike, leaving him shocked and alone as he went home. The next day, villagers began leaving for their new homes one by one. Wandering aimlessly, Dolan came across a family of 3, including a child preparing to board a vehicle. He eagerly approached to say goodbye. The mother seemed wary and held her child back. She purposely didn't let him touch her child. Even Grandma Magura threw away her most beloved books to travel lighter. Back home, Dolan saw his parents packing too. They respected his decision to stay here, so they didn't force him or anything. Dolan wished the family a safe journey. He promised to visit everyone soon, but his mom knew he was fibbing. It'd be a while before he came. Dolan was puzzled by the cryptic words, but his mother refused to explain further, just hugged him goodbye, watching his family leave at sunset. Dolan's heart felt twice as heavy, weighed down by sadness. Christina mocked him mercilessly. From behind, she added, "You're pathetic for clinging to this backward, miserable place." Dolan couldn't believe it. Usually Christina blushes from light teasing, but now she spat out these cold words like salt in his wounds. She hurt him deeply. Ignoring his confused gaze, she sneered with contempt. Wandering aimlessly past empty houses, Dolan felt lost entering his home. Luckily, Selena was still there. Sitting beside him, she was cooking Miu's milk soup. This would be their last time enjoying it. Everyone treasured it deeply, while happily eating. A sudden loud explosion startled the young couple. They rushed over to find Dolan's house engulfed in flames, with Christina holding a torch right there. He asked her straight up, "Did you set the fire?" Unexpectedly, she didn't hide it. Nodding and revealing the villagers helped pour fuel on. "Light it up." She believed Dolan stayed here because of this house, so they burned it down for him to let go. Facing this strange friend, Dolan was overwhelmed with confusion. Then she planned to burn the whole garden, which made him furious. He rushed to stop her, forbidding her from causing more trouble, wondering who abandoned her to become this corrupted. Planning to ask Selena for help, he was shocked to see even Selena had packed up and left, saying goodbye. Announcing she'd start over elsewhere. She ran off to be with Selena, Dolan reminded her. Had she forgotten how they once schemed so she could live here? Why was she letting go so easily now? Unbelievable truth, everyone was leaving him. He humbled himself, begging Selena to stay. But Christina cut in as the fire raged. She advised him to leave, said there's no reason to be so pathetic, just showing weakness. Understand that now. No one wants to live with you anymore. The truth always comes out. Everyone knows your white dragon identity now. Stop pretending to hide your condition. She warned him to realize the damage that a half-human, half-beast like him causes to human life. Just leave. Don't cling to false hope. Just let go and spare the village of Varen. Her words cut deep like a fatal wound to his heart. Bleeding and broken, Lan collapsed as his worst fears came true. He now felt like he'd fallen into the depths of despair. Dolan wondered what he did wrong, but for 16 years, he believed if he just tried his best to help the village, given enough time, they'd accept him. But when he realized the gap between them had grown too wide to control, amid the chaotic thoughts, a bitter female voice mocked him. "So arrogant to think you're helping those people. But you don't even realize they never saw you as human." Dolan replied, "Doesn't matter. Because all giving without expecting anything back, that's how he wants to show love to his family and the village residents." That woman won't shut up, keeps barking. She insists that cheap love only comes from one side, twisted, pointless to wait for. Dolan is just stroking his own ego. Maybe he wants a human life, but did he ever think humans wouldn't accept him? Dolan tried to protest, but she cut him off. She exposed that he's using his friends to say goodbye to his old life. His feelings are always one-sided and will always be that way. When Dolan opened his eyes, he saw himself in the form of an ancient white dragon. The heroic wound in his chest vanished too. Made Dolan wonder if everything that happened in the past 16 years was just a dream. The truth. Is he still living as a lonely, frustrated dragon? That woman seized the chance to manipulate, declaring exactly all that Dolan just went through was an illusion. My Canadian ghost Dolan isn't human and is destined to be the guardian of all humanity, of all living beings, while Dolan couldn't accept what was happening. Suddenly, Selena's voice echoed. The mysterious woman panicked when Dolan could enter the dreamscape she created. Only Dolan saw it for some reason, but standing before the giant dragon, Selena felt it looked just like her husband. And when he asked why she was here, Selena was sure this was Dolan's true self. Earlier, Selena wished in her sleep to meet her husband in a dream, and now that dream had come true. Thinking back to their first meeting, Selena and the two of them struggled hard to help. Selena lived in the village thanks to everyone who welcomed her warmly, with sincere love. Whenever she was scared, he was always there to give her strength. In danger, he protected her with all his might. Then we went to the elf village, met new friends, and helped them fight off the demon tribe. Selena thought he was kind and strong, but sometimes fragile. She had never seen his dragon form up close. Selena asked him to lift her up so she could get a good look at his height. She purposely jumped on him, hugging tightly. At the same time, she thanked him for coming into her life. No, that's not right, Dolan said. I should be the one saying that. Thank you, my wife, always by my side through all the crazy hardships of life, even making mousebird rice balls done and dusted. Selena suddenly got sleepy in the dream. Dolan gently wished her good night and promised she'd see him when she woke up. Selena nodded, contentedly promised to meet him tomorrow, then fell asleep and vanished from the dreamscape. Then Dolan spoke up, sorry to the woman. Who lured me here? She was pretty pissed when Selena suddenly showed up and ruined her plan. The scheme was hers, no one else but that stubborn woman. Watching the fierce battle with Gary the other day, the goddess of destruction and oblivion, also his greatest enemy in the previous life. Calligrid. Calligrid appeared and immediately scolded like slapping water on the dragon god's face. For daring to abandon friends and reincarnate, first they knew he was fed up with life, so they borrowed the hero's hand to give himself an exit ticket. Seeking a new life, abandoning other dragon gods, friends and her, then living a peaceful life as if nothing happened. That really pissed her off. Dolan admitted Calligrid had it right all along. He once gave up his life as a dragon god, but now it's different thanks to his parents, villagers' friends, Christina and Selena. After reincarnation, they helped him realize he lacked the determination to live as a dragon. The vow to face hardships without hesitation now burns fiercely inside him. Calligrid didn't get it, whether pretending or truly dumb, so he had to spell it out loud, that he vowed to live fully as a human with the soul of a dragon. No matter what trials or chaos come, Dolan will never back down. The girl looked skeptical. She immediately challenged him to a fight. This is her world, no fight, no way, he's going home. She summoned a beetle to attack. But before it could do anything, she was about to say something to hype herself up when he got punched by that guy and immediately snapped back to his old self. Damn it. Hey, you created an illusion of Varen Village, treated me like a game without knowing my heart's breaking, daring to tease the dragon god? Of course I had to punch him a few times to cool off my anger. That girl knew she messed up. Quickly apologized and all, but it was too late. This time she really pissed off Dolan. The guy didn't care about old friends. Gave him a beating until it felt good to stop venting. His anger made him less annoyed. He hurried to apologize because hitting a girl is wrong, but who told her to cross his limit? She had to learn her lesson the painful way. However, this power of mine only lasts this lifetime. If I reincarnate many times, the dragon soul will gradually weaken. That's the curse the fallen gods put on me at rebirth. To put it simply, when my time's up, Calligrid won't need revenge. I'll just go down to the afterlife to make her happy. But wait, why? Does she look like she's daydreaming? Thinking, why do I feel like he thinks I hate him and just wants to get rid of me fast? She hears me sad and misunderstands, getting even more annoyed. Don't girls say hate when they mean love? Honestly, she always treated me like a true close friend. Even when I left her on my own right, she forgave me. So yeah, everything's settled now. That girl just teased me a bit, then cleaned up her mess and sent me home before we parted. Dolan also said that even though before under the identity of Goddess A, she was both my ally and only rival, he truly saw her as a friend. Calligrid felt happy and content, then went home, ending the drama in her dream. Dolan just woke up and saw Selena waiting outside the door. Of course she didn't remember the dream event, but Dolan still asked to be sure. What she'd do if she met those forest armor beasts. Selena didn't hesitate, confidently answering, I'd use the cursed eye to chase them off. Fighting only causes harm on both sides. Dolan laughed happily because his sweet girly wife was back. After the dream, Dolan decided to enroll in the Royal Academy. He wanted to get stronger, so that if Varen Village ever faced danger, he'd have the power to help everyone. Leaving the village to study was also a way to show love for the village. Christina, of course, fully supported it because she believed learning is never wasted. She handled everything from registration to submitting transcripts. Dolan just needed to wait for the test day. Unlike Christina's cheerful mood, Selena looked really sad about being apart from her husband for a few days. Everyone came to wish Dolan success at the capital and to ace his exams. But Selena kept her sad gaze. Throughout the farewell party for Do-Lun's trip to the capital, while solving problems, Do-Lun kept getting teased by Calogrid. Luckily, the problems were easy. He just did a few simple moves and finished. Now he just closed his eyes, focused, and chanted the great compassion mantra, letting whatever happens be. Who knew the teacher, not seeing Calogrid, thought the guy was disrespecting him, dared to openly doze off, and immediately gave a snide warning. If you're too good and confident, I'll collect your paper half an hour early and see how you do tomorrow. Scolding him like a rapper and then ignoring it, the teacher took the test paper and left, leaving Do-Lun feeling unfairly treated. Only then did he get a comeback. Selena kept a cold face everywhere. Even when hunting in the forest, she didn't relax. Almost got everyone hurt, but luckily only light scratches. Selena quickly apologized. But Irie's two brothers noticed she really missed Do-Lun, though what could they do about her Selena tribe attitude? Selena naturally became a nightmare, and fear for everyone there. Not every place is like Varen Village. Returning to her room at night, Selena missed her husband deeply, but she couldn't selfishly force him to choose her. Instead of bottling up her pain, Selena chose to leave. She'd try to find someone new to fill the void left by Do-Lun, then bring them to the Selena tribe. That was the path Selena had to walk from the start. She'll try to find someone new to fill the void left by Do-Lun, then bring them to the Selena tribe. This is the path Selena had to take from the start. It was supposed to be just a chance meeting with Do-Lun, then move on, but now she understands. And Do-Lun will never have a happy ending. While Selena was packing her things, Do-Lun went to see his older brother. He asked him to help bring the Selena child to live together, and of course his brother agreed right away. Do-Lun excitedly went back to the village to share the good news with his wife. But he knocked on this door for a long time with no answer. When he opened it, he was totally crushed. 2 farewell letters, one to the villagers and one to Do-Lun, were clearly on the table. Just reading them shocked him badly. He skimmed through, then hurried off to find Selena. If he missed her now, he'd lose the true love of his life in human form. Struggling to keep up with the slithering snake's speed, Do-Lun revealed his dragon form and flew off to find Selena. In broad daylight, Selena was walking gloomily when suddenly she heard a strange noise above. She quickly looked up, scared out of her wits, then hid behind an ancient tree because she'd never seen such a huge creature before. Wondering if it could fly and what kind of creature it was, suddenly Do-Lun jumped out from behind. Boo! He scared her so much she almost jumped out of her skin. Next to her, her crushed Do-Lun blushed awkwardly, not knowing what to say. They fell into a silence so deep you could hear footsteps approaching. The two met by the lake where they first met, though much time had passed. But that image still remained crystal clear in Selena's heart. Do-Lun remembered it too. Then he blurted out that her dance under the moonlight that night was really cute, out of nowhere. He complimented her, making Selena genuinely embarrassed. While they were chilling and enjoying the view, fireflies filled the sky, glowing softly. Selena secretly glanced at her husband from afar, then quietly confessed to herself, thanks to Do-Lun, she had so many beautiful memories. And she was truly happy to come to Varen and meet everyone. There she didn't have to say a word. Do-Lun took the initiative to apologize for suddenly deciding to join the academy. He should have told her first. If Do-Lun spoke up like that, Selena quickly apologized too for leaving the village without telling anyone. On this note, Do-Lun revealed that when he arrived at the academy, he suddenly discovered students were allowed to bring magical beasts as long as they signed a contract together. No beating around the bush. Do-Lun wanted to invite his wife to come with him. Of course she'd go with him, though the surprise left her a bit stunned. But the invitation was exactly what Selena wanted, so she was really happy. However, thinking about her identity as part of the Lamia tribe, Selena was very afraid the tribe would get a bad reputation for eating people if she went along. Such a terrifying beast, so naturally Do-Lun got the green light from everyone else. The more he spoke, the more Selena showed her pain. She even slipped and fell into the river. Still, Selena advised him not to worry about her. Do-Lun aspired to be an outstanding student, to bring glory back to the village. If it all fell apart because of her, Selena just couldn't accept it. Standing before his stunned wife, who was still catching her breath, Do-Lun immediately spoke his heart so she couldn't refuse him. If anything happens, he wants them to face it together side by side. And of course, he didn't care that he had no friends there. Academy or not, as long as she and Christina were by his side, tons of guys would be jealous. Case closed. He wanted to take her to explore a new world hand in hand through heaven and earth until their hair turned gray. The confession was clear now. Selena couldn't say no. A few days later, the acceptance letter arrived. Do-Lun said goodbye to everyone and took his 2 wives on the road. Starting a new journey, thankfully Do-Lun didn't lose any wives, which was good. What interesting things will this new journey bring? Everyone wait for part 2 because season 1 ends here. Did you guys like it? Remember to like the video and subscribe to support us.